know about that? Tell me what you know about that. Tell me what you think about that.
I turn up when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Light-skinned nigga, you gon' find me in the field. House niggas looking at a nigga like chill. I go hard when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Light-skinned nigga, find me in the field. I don't give a fuck how a house nigga feel. Belly of the beast, we been living in hell. They like, damn Kai, how could you tell? Put us in the project, set us up to fail. Round here, bullets be flying like hell. Too many of my niggas either dead or in jail. Make a nigga work when you locked in a cell. Can't find work when you out on bail, but your homie got the work, so we passed you a scale. Got them birds like the Bible got quail. Niggas selling out cause they mama got bills. Turning the coons like Oprah and Gail. How you sell your soul just to get a little kale? They put you in a dress when you get a record deal. Wanna see a nigga getting high on pills? You can dance on a pole, you can sell that tail, but they never tell a nigga that he can go to Yale. We all created equal, that's white males. All lives matter, not black males. Another mother crying, another coffin got a nail. How many brothers out here got killed? How many of our sisters out here gotta heal? How many more caps gotta get peeled? We beef with each other so quick to pull the steel. George Zimmerman still alive and well. I turn up when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Light-skinned nigga, you can find me in the field. House niggas looking at a nigga like chill. I go hard when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Light-skinned nigga, find me in the field. I don't give a fuck how a house nigga feel. I turn up when it's real in the field. Feel. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Feel. Light-skinned nigga, you gon' find me in the field. Feel. House niggas looking at a nigga like chill. Chill. Yo, chill!
The industrial complex is a system situated at the intersection of government and private interests. It uses prisons as a solution to social, political, and economic problems. It includes human rights violations, the death penalty, slave labor, policing, courts, the media, political prisoners, and the elimination of dissent.
They just want us to die in silence. They just want us to die in silence. They just want us to die in silence. I might start me a fucking riot. Slave rebellion, no compliance. They just want us to die in silence. They murder minds like they got a license. I pray for the coronavirus to kill all of these violent tyrants. They prey on us like they poaching lions. World War III's on the horizon. Black and Hispanics form alliance. From the west coast to the islands, this pressure is making diamonds. They go waking sleeping giants. I turn up when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Light-skinned nigga, you can find me in the field. House niggas looking at a nigga like chill. I go hard when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Light-skinned nigga, find me in the field. I don't give a fuck how a house nigga feel. I turn up when it's real in the field. Feel. I don't give a fuck how a house nigga feel. But feel.
Nigga, did you just say what I was trying to say?
Shalom, shalom, shalom. All right. You in live, the Israelite School, Universal Practical Knowledge, Biblical Scripture Breakdown class, Priest and Captain 10,000, Dr. Zakni Shah, under Commander General Yohana, Isupk, Virginia, Most High in Christ, shalom, shalom. Yahweh Shema Shai Baraka Thumb, to the brothers, Yahweh Shemar Alathan, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, to the sisters. All right. We're in the scripture breakdown class. Everybody make sure you sign in for attendance. Y'all go ahead and come on in. Come on in. All right. Bring your questions. Come on in. All right. All right. All right. Let's come on in here. While we wait for everybody to come in, we're going to get into our culture that the Lord had gave us. You understand? What is this culture that the Lord blessed us with, gave us instructions? You understand? All right, all right. All right. Just gonna give everybody time to get in here. Let's go to Leviticus, the 19th chapter. All right, all right. We'll get into our law. Our laws contain our culture, our heritage from the Most High. Shalom, sister. Yahweh Shema Allah Thamba Shema Yahweh Shah. As a matter of fact, that's where we're going to start. We're going to start to a holy. We're going to go back to Leviticus. We're going to start with a holy kiss. All right. We're going to start where Romans chapter 16 and verse 16. Something is very important, especially the more brothers and sisters come into the school. Something for you all, for everyone to remember this here. Everyone to remember this scripture, Romans 16 and 16. It says, salute one another with a holy kiss. Salute is talking about the kiss that is talking about in the Bible. The word kiss just means a greeting. It's a greeting. There's a special, the word holy means separate. There is a separate kiss or a separate greeting. If anybody's ever been to church, Christians, of course, who understand the Bible like our oppressor, which is not at all, they do not understand what the Bible is talking about. So when the Bible says a snake talked to Eve in the garden, to an oppressor who does not have the spirit and the flavor and the soul that a Black or Latino or Native American has, in their mind, they're going to think that this is talking about a viper or a boa constrictor or a rattlesnake or an anaconda, because they don't have the spirit of the Lord. They don't have our spirit. The soul that the Lord put into us is not in them. So they think it's a literal animal, a literal talking snake, and they've deceived the entire world into thinking that. Well, when the Bible talks about a kiss, it's talking about a greeting here. This scenario here is talking about in the New Testament. If anybody's ever been to church, you'll remember when you go to church, there's little old ladies kissing everybody, kissing people on the face, kissing people, leaving makeup, lipstick all on your collar, all on your shirt, messing your damn shirts up. You understand? Of course, none of you in here, none of us should be going to any church for any reason other than maybe a funeral. And we don't do funeral services in a church. We go straight to the burial site and put our loved ones into the ground. At church services, so the preacher can hustle and scam thousands of dollars in service money and fees out of someone while they're grieving the loss of their loved one. You understand? That's not our culture. Our culture is you go to the grave site, you dig the hole, you say your words, you honor your brother or sister or whoever it is, you take and put them in the ground. You understand? That's our custom and culture. All right. But when the Bible says to greet one another, salute, you understand? Yahweh by Shib Yahweh Shai Barakatah, that thumb, if you're talking to a group of brothers and sisters or just brothers, that is the greeting, a holy kiss or the greeting. It is a prayer. It means the Most High in the name of Christ. Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Barak, bless, Atha, you, a thumb, you, plural, males and females or just males. It's a prayer. And it's important that everyone know and learn the prayer, get accustomed to the prayer, the salute. This is something that is in the Bible. It's in the scriptures. It's always been there and it's always been a part of our culture. Do not change or forget the traditions that you have been handed down. Hold them very dear, very prized, very close to you. You understand? All right. There. So greet one another with a holy kiss. It says, all the brethren greet you. Whenever you get a general, Hosea chapter 1 and verse 11. Okay, the first chapter of Hosea. Okay, I got you. All right. I got you. All right. So greet one another with a holy kiss. Greet them. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Barakatham. Make sure you greet a brother or sister in the school in the truth. Always do that. For the sisters, Yahweh Shamar al Athan. If it's a group of sisters, al Atha. If it's one sister to another, or if it's a sister speaking to a brother, make sure you salute Yahweh Shamar al Atha by Shem Yahweh Shai. You understand? It says to greet you, greet one another. Make sure that you do that. Something in the world that is very lost. You understand? Something in the world that is very lost is our people greeting each other. That's why it's something to change being done in the truth. If you encounter, depending on where you are, most blacks people, blacks and Latinos don't greet each other. We don't speak to each other because of the language barrier. The Latino community may be a little bit more solidified because the language barrier, Esau is not able to do as much destruction. You understand, with brothers and sisters heavily relying upon people who speak their same language to keep that community tight. But they've done a significant job in working to destroy, you understand, our Latino brothers as well as all of the other tribes. You understand? They've not done less. They've just had a more difficult time because of the language barrier here in America. You understand? So make sure you greet one another. All right. Brothers and sisters, make sure you learn the greeting, learn the salute. You come into the truth, make sure you learn that salute. That's important. It's biblical in both the New and the Old Testament. Salute one another, greet ye one another. All right. Okay, so now we're going to go to our first question here. Hosea chapter 1. Officer calls to Paul, said he got a question. Hosea, the first chapter. Let's take a look. Believe this was the northern kingdom getting kicked out of the nation. You understand? So let's see what's going on. Right. Hosea was a prophet, that one of the prophets that was sent to Israel. Of course, at this time, you'll see, we were two separate nations. We'd already had a civil war. Our nation had been split. And the Northern Kingdom, which was so-called Latinos and Native Americans, some what you can think of as political affiliation. Before the oppressor from Spain and Portugal named our Latino brothers Hispanic, forced them to speak Spanish, forced them to be Roman Catholic, all of those things, and imparted their European culture on our Latino brothers. Before all of that happened, you understand, our brothers and sisters were just the natives. They were the natives of North, South, and Central America before they were forced to become Hispanic and Latino and speak Spanish and take on, you understand, our oppressor's culture, his Christianity, the same way that our oppressor from England, primarily, you understand, came and enslaved and destroyed as much as he could of the tribes of Gad and Reuben, the Seminole and the rest of the Native American or North American Indians here on this land today known as America, really throughout all of North America there. So they put their culture on us, but we have been separated by political fault lines since the days of King Solomon's son, Rehoboam, or I think it was Jeroboam, one of the two. No, it was Rehoboam. King Solomon married heathen women, which the Lord commanded us never to marry outside of our nation, outside of our tribes, which we are still forbidden from doing this day, which caused the Most High to flood the earth and unalive everybody but 8 people during the time of Noah. All of those things there. All right. So still forbidden to this day. All of those things there. The Lord told us not to do. King Solomon married heathen women. As he got older and weaker in the later stages of his latter years, he made temples to the gods of the women who he married. You understand? Of course, Israel ended up serving those gods and idols and stopped serving the Most High. Then the Lord cursed that he would take the kingdom from King Solomon's son. He would not take it from King Solomon because he'd already sworn an oath to his father, King David. You understand? All right. Whoever this is here, Osiris 13, whoever this is here, make sure that you sign in for attendance. All right. Be sure to sign in for attendance so the officer taking attendance can get your name and information. Put your name and whatever city and state that you're in. All right. So now we're going to, so at that time, after that, the Lord separated us. We became 12 tribes, but in 2 separate kingdoms. We became the Northern Kingdom, which was headed by the tribe of Ephraim, so-called Puerto Ricans, with all the Latino brothers, the majority of them, and the Native Americans. And then we also became the Southern Kingdom, or Judah, or the Jews, which is Judah, Benjamin, and some parts of Levi, who are the so-called Haitians, the Benjamites, the so-called West Indian brothers and sisters, and the tribe of Judah, of course, so-called Afro or African Americans. I think we call Black Americans now. They change the damn name every 25 years or so. You understand? It's not an identity. It doesn't tell you where you're from, your language, your people, your God, your heritage. Neither does Hispanic or Latino. Neither does Native Indian, Native American. None of those things are actual heritages as to who we are. We are the 12 lost tribes of the nation of Israel. Our heritage records, present, past, and future, is all recorded here in this Bible. All right. So now, when we get to Hosea chapter 1, all right. Hey, shalom, brother. All right. Hosea chapter 1, it says, the word of the Most High that came unto Hosea, the son of Beeri, in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, the kings of Judah. Those were the names of the kings that sat over Judah. And remember, every time you see the words if, and, or but, very important things to pay attention to in the scriptures. And in the days of Jeroboam, the son of Joash, the king of Israel. It's saying the kings that ruled over Judah and the king that ruled over Israel. All right. There's more kings that ruled over Judah. And then you got the king that ruled over Israel, because Israel, which was the northern kingdom, did not become its own kingdom until the house of all of the nations split up and we became two separate nations, which is exactly what I was just explaining to you there. All right. So the beginning of the word of the Most High by Hosea. And the Most High said to Hosea, remember something very important to understand. And this is all throughout the Bible. The Lord never spoke to everybody. The Lord was not speaking to everybody. He wasn't talking to everybody individually. You know what the Lord said because God set up a prophet to tell you what he said. There were plenty of people, just like today, who don't believe in obeying the prophet. They believe that God talks to them individually. God is on their side no matter what. As long as they're all Israelites, they all believe in God, whatever the case is. Our people have always wanted to discredit or ignore the prophets that God set up. That's how we ended up on reservations at the bottom of slave ships in the transatlantic slave trade. That's how we ended up destroyed, you understand, in the state that we are in right now as a people. All right. So now the Lord spoke to Hosea, and the Most High said to Hosea, go, take unto thee a wife of the whoredoms of the children of whoredoms. He's saying, take a wife of the whoredoms of the children of whoredoms. The children of whoredoms he's talking about, he's getting ready to explain. What this is not saying, which is with Christians and fake Israelites who are just Christians with baby doll tassels on their t-shirt, what it is not saying is telling him to go and marry a whore. You understand? That is not what it's saying. It's saying go and take up a wife of whoredoms of the children of whoredoms. Why is he saying that? Remember, all of the punctuations that you see in the Bible are just as important as the words and their definitions and the definition of what it meant at the time the scriptures were written. When it says of whoredoms and the children of whoredoms, then it has a semicolon. So like it. Then it has a colon. All right. Sorry about that. Has a colon. Now it's going to explain why he's saying that previous statement. For the land have committed great whoredom, departing from the Lord, departing from the Most High. The whole land has now turned to serve the gods of the other nations. All right. This is why the Lord is saying it. He's not telling this to Hosea so that Hosea can get something. Hosea already knows because the Lord sent Hosea. He's saying this so that they can be written down so that the children of Israel can hear what God is saying because they're not listening to the Most High. You understand? So he says, they've committed great whoredoms, departing from the Lord. They've left the Most High. So he went and took Gomer, the daughter of Diblam, which conceived and bare him a son. All right. So she conceived and bare him a son. She had a son. All right. And the Lord said unto him, call his name Jezreel, for yet a little while I will avenge the blood of Jezreel upon the house of Jehu. All right. And will cause to cease the kingdom of the house of Israel. He says, you naming him this, because I'm going to put an end to the house of Israel. This is why the house of Israel and those tribes, by the time that Christ gets on the scene with the disciples in the New Testament, the house of Israel is already gone. It's already been wiped out. The king of Assyria has already moved the children of Israel that were living there, and they left from the Middle East to go over to this side of the world known as Arsareth, or the Americas in the Caribbean, where they later became what we call today so-called Latinos, the descendants of the Carib Indians, of the Taino Indians, the Aztec, the Inca, the Maya, the Seminole, and all the Native American Indians, the Arawaks all throughout the Caribbean, North, South, and Central America. Those are Israelites, but they have been taken. The Lord is saying, I'm going to destroy the house of Israel. It won't be a kingdom anymore. You won't be recognized as the king. All right. And it shall come to pass at that day that I will break the bow of Israel. The bow is what you've been back to shoot an arrow, your power, your authority, the strength that you have. I'm going to break that bow. Your strength is going to be broken of Israel in the valley of Jezreel. All right. And she conceived again and bare a daughter. She had another child and bare a daughter. And the Most High said unto him, call her name Laruamah, for I will no more have mercy upon the house of Israel. Meaning, I'm not going to have mercy on them. I'm not going to keep forgiving them because they're not turning back to me. They're continuing to worship the gods of the sun, of the Egyptians, of the Babylonians, of all of these other nations that we've been surrounded with, that the Lord told us never to marry them, never worship them, never take their gods. But the kingdom of Israel, or the house of Israel, which was our northern kingdom, had completely abandoned the Most High. You understand? And he said, I will no more have mercy on the house of Israel, but I will utterly take them away. This is him saying they're all going to be taken away, and they all were carried into captivity. It says here in verse 7, but I will have mercy upon the house of Judah. This was the southern kingdom. And I will save them by the Most High their power, and will not save them by bow, nor by sword, nor by battle, by horses, nor by horsemen. I'm not going to save them with a war. They're not going to go to war to be delivered from this captivity that they're under. They won't get salvation from fighting their way out. That's why the Black Panthers failed. They thought that the way to fix this problem with our oppressor is to get guns like they got guns, to get gangs like they got gangs, to go threaten and unalive and be violent and aggressive the way that our oppressor was violent and aggressive to blacks and brown people and Latinos and Puerto Rican and Mexicans all throughout forever up until this very day. Well, that was not the solution. The Nation of Islam was not the solution. Joining the gods of the other nations was not the solution. Going back to Africa, which not the solution. Joining Christianity, none of those things were the solution. We're not going to be saved by a physical war. This is what the Lord was saying about the house of Judah. But about the northern kingdom, they on their own. That's what he was saying. Now, when she had weaned Laruamah, meaning wean means to take her off of breast milk. For the first few, depending on how you do it, the first few years, supposedly, you're supposed to breastfeed the baby. And now it comes time that this brave baby is able to eat real food. Now that they're eating real food, this baby is no longer going to be fed by breast milk. Now this baby got to get at a table. You got to get a high chair, got to get at a table, put some food in front of this baby. This baby got to learn how to eat on its own now. Get the little spoon with the soft covering around it so you don't cut the baby's mouth up. Get the applesauce, get the whatever. This baby is now being weaned. No more breast milk for the baby. That's what it means. She conceived. Now, when she had weaned Laurima, she conceived and bare a son. She had another son. And the Most High said, call his name Loomi, for ye are not my people, and I will not be your power. Meaning you are no longer my people. The Lord is disowning the house of Israel, the northern kingdom. He's disowning them. That's why when Christ came, Christ told his disciples, go now and get the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Christ told his disciples to go and get them because what he was doing was going to give them an opportunity to come back and now be the people of God again, even though God had disowned them here that we're reading about in Hosea, the first chapter. It says here, I'm not going to be your power anymore. You're going to go make up your own gods now. Yet, meaning even though the number of the children of Israel, the number of all Mexicans and Puerto Ricans and Central Americans and Cubans and Native Americans and Seminoles and all their different tribes and bands, you understand? Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered, meaning there's going to be too many of them to count. And it shall come to pass, meaning in the future, it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, in that same place where it was said to them right now, where he's saying it, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, ye are sons of the living power. Then shall the children of Judah, the so-called black people, so-called Negroes, West Indians, and Haitians, and the children of Israel, so-called Latinos, so-called Native Americans, be gathered together and appoint themselves one head, that's Christ, and they shall come up out of the land, for great shall be the day of Jezreel. We're going to come up out of the land together. We're going to come out of captivity. You understand? Right now, we're still in captivity. All right? But that's what it was talking about in that Hosea, the first chapter. All right? The Lord had already planned to bring all 12 tribes back together. The Lord punished the house of Israel for disobeying him, serving other gods. Then the Lord also made provision so that eventually they would be able to come back and serve the Most High once again, even though he had disowned them. All right, because why? Because this one head that the Lord was going to send, that one head is Christ. Christ is going to rule over all 12 tribes. Christ is going to raise up disciples to go and get the 12 tribes. That's why when Christ came on the scene, he gave instructions to the disciples in Matthew, the 10th chapter, go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Go and get them. Tell them that they can be the children of God again, that because I am here, the Lord sent me to save them from the sins that they did. That's why when we go to Matthew 1 and 21, when Joseph got Mary pregnant, the angel tells Joseph, she shall save his people from their sins. You understand? All right. Jezreel. All right, that's right. First son of the prophet Hosea, Salaki. Jezreel. All right. Okay, Salaki. Yeah, right. These were his literal children. These were the children that he was having. These are their names, just like all of you have received your names. What do your names mean? All of you have your names. You understand? You got companion, you got devour the scroll, you got honeybee, you got everybody's received their names. You understand? She is good, found his calling. You understand? Everybody's received their names. All right. Your name means something. Seal up the breaches. In our language, in our culture, your name means something. Not Rodney, Akeisha, Tiffany, you understand? Charmaine, Jose, Joseph, Rivera, Johnson, Jones, Jenkins, James, Martinez, Daniel Davis. That's not our culture. That's the other nations of people. That's why that's your slave name, because you have that name in language because of slavery. Your language is the one you learn on Fridays in the Lashawan Kodash class. You understand? And your name in your language for your people means something. All right. But Jezreel, it means God's souls. All right. The Most High souls, the first son of Hosea the prophets, those were his children. You understand that was being born. All right. That's what their names. They were prophetic in the names of why the Lord said to name them those specific things. That's what the first chapter of Hosea was talking about. I just want to clear it up. Okay, Most High in Christ, you got it. All right. Anybody else got questions? Make sure you type your questions into the chat. We're going to get moving. We're going to Leviticus chapter 19. I don't think we got what we got. Leviticus chapter 19. All right. So we in the laws that the Most High gave us. Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 1. It says, and the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, and say unto them, ye shall be holy, meaning you shall be separate. For I, the Most High, your power, am holy. When you see capital Lord, that's the Most High's name. Capital Lord, that's the Most High's name. You see capital Lord and then capital God, that's the Most High power. You understand that's what it's referring to. God is usually powers in English. You understand the Most High, your power, meaning this God that we have gives us strength and power. You understand? Just like the Arabs have made their own God, the other nations have made themselves gods to empower them. You understand? The Arabs, the East Indians, the Africans, they all have their gods to empower their people. All right. So that's what the Lord is saying. This God is the one that empowers us. And that is the purpose of God. The purpose of God is not to bring all people together like they lie and tell you in the Christian church. The purpose of God is to give one people an advantage over all of the other people that will serve that God. You understand? You cannot be a good Muslim without taking the Arabs' language, their names, their culture, worshiping their God, which makes them rich, empowers them. You cannot be a good Christian without empowering our oppressor. He's made himself a God. He's got holidays around his Christian culture. He's got things that he requires you to do to be a good Christian. And it is about empowering our oppressor. It's not about empowering the people who they have exploited, bombed, made war against, and robbed. It is empowering his people. You understand? That's the purpose. Well, the God of the Bible, just like everybody else's God, is only about empowering these 12 tribes, his people. You understand? So that's what it means when it says, for I, the Most High, your power am holy. I'm separate. I'm separate from every other people. You understand? The Lord said, ye shall fear every man his mother and father, meaning you were supposed to obey your mother and father. Every man is supposed to obey their mother and father. All right. So let's get that. It should be pakad in the Hebrew. Let's get that. Levit Ikus 19. Let's see what that word is in our language in the Hebrew. All right, fear is mother and father. Let's go to the Blue Letter Bible and see what that word means. Yara'ah. It's not Pakad. Yara'ah. Pakad is fear. Let's see what this word is saying in our language. All right. All right. The word, this is the definition, because the Lord gave commandments in the Bible that you're not supposed to just follow anyone blindly into whatever they do. All right. So let me pull this up so you can see this word fear. All right. I want to get this word fear in the blue letter so that you can see it. All right. This is what it is. Fear. The Lord said to fear, Yara'ah. You got a Ya, a Ra, and a Ah. Yara'ah means to fear. Let's go back. This is Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 3. It says here, fear every man his mother and his father. All right. So let's see what that means. Yara'ah is the word. Tayara'awa. Tayara'awa. Wa his. And you got fear. So let's pull it up. Tayara'awa. Fear. This is the word. Yara'ah means to revere. Means to revere them. All right. To revere them, to cause astonishment, to be in awe, to reverence them, to reverence your mother and your father. Respect, have reverence for them. All right. That's what it's talking about. That's the commandment. All right. So now we want to go back. So look. Now he's saying, keep my Sabbaths. The Sabbaths are the high holy days. These are his Sabbaths. And then you got the Sabbaths that are every Sabbath day. Keep them. All right. If we obeyed the Most High, we wouldn't be in captivity. Nobody would do any servile work on the Sabbath day, but we're in captivity. So many of us have to slave on the Sabbath day. That's why it's called slavery and not your job or your work. It's slavery because if we were not in slavery, you are not supposed to be slaving or working servile work on the Sabbath day. All right. So it said here now, verse 4, turn ye not unto idols, nor make yourselves molten gods. I am the Most High, your power. What does the word molten mean? What does it mean? What does molten mean? What is the definition of that word molten? Let's get that. Molten. Let us see. What is the definition of the word molten? Let's pull up in this dictionary. What we got? Webster's dictionary. What does it mean, a molten? You understand? The things that we have seen all of our life pertaining to God is exactly what the Bible said not to do. Let's get the definition of molten. You type in, anybody knows what molten means. All right, y'all type in there. Got brothers, sisters in here. What does molten mean? What does that mean? Molten. It means fused or liquefied by heat. Something that's fused or liquefied by heat. Something that you have to make a statue out of. That's why you're going to make it liquefied by heat. You understand? That's what it's talking about. So now we got the definition of that. All right. What are these molten items? Molten items. They're all over the Christian church. You understand? They're all over the Christian church. They are the very basis of Roman Catholicism, which is where all branches of Christianity come from. You understand? This that you've seen, everyone who's a Christian, everyone with Christian moms, Christian grandmothers, aunts, uncles, you've ever been to church for whatever reason at any point in time in your life, this is exactly what the commandments say not to do. All of these religious statues that you have, these are molten idols. That's why they pray to them. They pray to the Virgin Mary, pray to the St. Peter, St. James, St. Jude, St. Patrick, St. Rita, St. Benedict, St. Christopher, all of these statues. The Lord said, do not do this. This is the entire basis and foundation of Christianity. Statues of that Caesar Borgia, or the image of Jesus Christ that everybody thinks is him, when Jesus Christ is a black man with an afro. You understand? All right. The Lord said, don't do that. Meanwhile, the entire basis of what we learned about God comes from old ladies praying to statues. You understand? Said, turn ye not unto idols, nor make to yourselves molten gods. I am the Most High, your power. And if ye offer a sacrifice of peace offerings unto the Most High, you shall offer it at your own will. You understand? Your own will. You're going to offer it at your own will. It shall be eaten the same day ye offer it. That tells you what goes on with the offering. The offerings that were made for a peace offering, for a sin offering, it was food. You understand? It was going to be offered. It was going to be burned up. It's food. Somebody is going to eat your offering. You're not giving it so that Jesus, so that God sitting in heaven is he's going to consume this cow or this goat or this bull, this turtle dove that you putting up there. The offering was eaten by the priest. You understand? The temple, you understand, was cooking. It was constantly meat cooking, constantly frankincense and myrrh burning. It was like a steak and slaughterhouse, filled with all kind of meats being seasoned and cooked and slaughtered for the sins of the nation. That's how the temple was. Don't think church. When you think the Christian church, that's what most people think when they hear about God. They thinking, temple. You got nice soft carpet, flowers and stuff like that. It was tons of gold, gold on gold on gold, steakhouses, animals getting slaughtered, meat getting grilled up and cooked. That's what was going on in the temple. All right. That's how the Lord had the temple set up. You understand? So just to help you more and more over time to get that Christianity out of your mind. Everything that you've seen from the Christian church, none of it has any connection to God in the Bible. None of it. All right. It says, it shall be eaten the same day ye offer it, and on the morrow, the next day, if aught means any of it remain until the third day. It says the sin offering was eaten that day and the next day. On the morrow, which is where you get tomorrow, if any of it remain unto the third day, it shall be burnt in the fire. And if it be eaten on the third day, it is abominable. It shall not be accepted. You understand? Therefore, everyone that eateth it shall bear his iniquity, because he hath profaned the hallowed thing of the Most High, and that soul shall be cut off from amongst his people. Now, who knows what we just read right there? Who knows what we just read? I'm gonna give it a shot. Everybody give it a shot. What did we just read right there? Those last two commandments. You got a peace offering. There's an animal is getting slaughtered. You got one day, you cook it, you slaughter it. It's a peace offering, not a sin offering, but a peace offering. It's supposed to be eaten right there. If any of it remains, you eat some more of it the next day. Why is that? What did we just read right there? Let me know. Y'all chime in here before I start calling some of y'all names. Come on now, type in here. All right. I'll give y'all a couple of seconds to get in there. What do we have? Instructions, that's correct. But give me some more. We know all of this is the law. We get instructions. A recipe, not quite. It's not a recipe because it's not telling you how to cook it. It's not telling you how to season it. It's not telling you any of that. You understand? This one, it is an order. That's correct. Shemagabar, you're right. Salaki Mataza. All right, Sister Raya. This one might be one of your favorites. Salakia, you understand? Mataza, you understand? Expiration date. That is correct, Officer Yagadar. Meaning it's not good on the third day. It's no good on the third day. You can't eat it on the third day. You got 2 days to get rid of this. 2 days. On the third day, it's not holy no more. Now it's trash. You got to get rid of it. You can't eat it now. Now, this is a commandment. All right? This is a commandment from the Most High. Just like all of these things we're reading is a law from the Most High. This is our culture. You understand? Of course, you got refrigeration and everything now and all your containers. You understand? You don't have to throw it away on the third day. But this was the law about the offering, the peace offering that was made. You got 2 days to eat it. The third day, you got to get rid of it. Now, there's a few things that happens that's not written here in the law. After a certain period of time, the food that you've made is no longer good. You can't just keep it indefinitely. You have to throw it away. Salakia, not quite, not quite. you have to throw it away. Imagine all of the rules and things that is common knowledge now that the Lord gave us in the law, in his commandments. These things made us a people above all the other people. The Lord is telling us that after a certain period of time, the offering is no longer to be eaten. The Lord gave us commandments about baptism. Baptism was simply to make sure that you washed anything that had any bodily fluid of any kind, that you separated anyone that was sick, that you separated anyone that had an illness or a medical issue, that had been exposed to the dead or the house of the dead, that you separated them to quarantine, to keep everyone safe, to keep everyone healthy, to keep everyone separate if they have some sort of illness or bacteria that could spread and make other people sick or possibly cost them their lives. Mind you, we don't have hospitals. We in the Middle East, we in the desert, we in our land. We don't have all of this modern technology and things and Google and the internet and Siri and Alexa and the AI like we have now. The Lord gave us these instructions thousands of years ago. All right. So that everybody know that the commandments are saying after a certain period of time, this food is not going to be good forever. We shouldn't be trying to eat it way past this time. It's in the temple. You got to burn it up, get rid of it. It's no longer acceptable. All right. Now, what happens is this is the law for doing this in the temple. That's not the law for outside of the temple. But the way that the Lord set up these laws, statutes, and commandments is for it to filter down to be our culture as a nation. You understand? So that is in there. That's in there. All right. It says, ye offer peace offerings, it shall be eaten at all. If anything of it is eaten on the third day, it's abominable, it shall not be accepted. Therefore, everyone that eats shall bear their iniquity. It's a sin now. The first day was good. The second day was fine. The third day now, this thing that was an offering, if it's still around, it's a sin. He had profaned this hollow thing of the Most High, that the soul shall be cut off from amongst his people. All right. This is the Lord instilling things in us so that we have as character traits as a nation. He's given us our culture on how to be. All right. All right. So it says, now that soul should be cut off from amongst his people. All right. Verse 9, when you reap the harvest of your land, ye shall not wholly reap the corners of thy field. All the corners. Most things have a corner. You understand, depending on where your house is situated, where your land is, whatever's on the corner of your field. Usually things have 4 corners. It depends on how wide, how big your field is. When you reap the harvest of your land, it's your harvest because it's on your land. Thou shalt not wholly reap the corners of thy field. You can't take everything from your field if you have a field. Thou shalt not gather the gleanings of thy harvest. The gleanings is whatever falls on the ground. You understand? If anybody ever picked any fruits, any vegetables, any apples, any cashews, string beans, peanuts, anything that grows on a tree, on a vine, something you have to pick. You have to pull it to get it off, to separate your pickles. I mean, not pickles, your cucumbers, your tomatoes, your onions, your carrots, whatever you have to pick, shucking your corn, sifting your wheat. It's your field. You work for it. You sweat. You out in the sun, getting burned, turning colors, bugs everywhere. You're hot. You're sweating. You need water and lemonade, taking breaks, staying hydrated. You're drinking from the hose. Whatever you're doing, you are not allowed to take everything that you have worked for. This is the Lord imparting the character and the spirit that he wants us to have as the people. Everything that you get is not for you. You understand? You aren't allowed to take it all. And thou shalt not glean thy vineyard. Your vineyard is anything that grows in a vineyard. You have apple groves, or not groves, as a vineyard. You got vineyard where you have your grapes. They grow on the vine. Let's get the definition of vineyard. It's an old word. You don't hear it very often. Everybody know what a vineyard is. Let's get it. What is a vineyard? What is a vineyard? A vineyard. Let's get the definition. What is Webster? Merriam-Webster's dictionary. What is a vineyard? Webster. What is a vineyard? So we know what exactly has happened. Webster. Merriam-Webster's dictionary. Vineyard. What is a vineyard? What does this mean? What is the law saying? Planting of grapevines. That's what a vineyard. A vineyard is planting of grapevines. Why is it saying that? A vineyard means planting of grapevines, specifically grapes. Why is it saying that? Why is it saying plantation of grape? That's right, sister. Plantation of grapevines. Why is the Lord saying that? Because alcohol, wine is in the Bible. Yayin, liquor, wine, brew, all of these things come from grapes. That is Israelite culture. Grape juice, wine, liquors, that is Israelite culture. It has always been all throughout the Bible. You understand? That's our culture, our customs. That's why the slave taught Jack Daniels how to make Hennessy. You understand? His name was Nathan Green, Uncle Nearest. He was a slave that taught Jack Daniels how to make his Jack Daniels sour mash whiskey. It comes from Israelites. That's our custom. Well, even when you gathering all your grapes to make your brew, make your shine, make your drink, make your wine, make whatever you're going to make with those fermented grapes, you are not allowed to take whatever falls on the ground when you're picking those grapes. You can't take them all. You can't empty all the corners to get every last single grape. It does not belong to you. You worked for it. You sweat it. You got to do it. You out there in the field with the bugs in the sun, but 100% of your grapes do not belong to you. You can't have them all. You understand? It says, thou shalt leave them for the poor and the stranger. Meaning a brother or sister that is another Israelite from a different area or zone, they are supposed to benefit from your hard work and labor. They have a right to benefit from the grapes that you worked for and planted. They have a right to those grapes. They have a right to that corn. They have a right to those carrots. They have a right to those blueberries and strawberries and honeysuckles and cashews and pumpkins and potatoes. They have a right to those watermelon. They have a right to all of those things that you plant in your field that you have to work, process, grow, and harvest. Your brothers and sisters have a right to them. You cannot be a greedy, selfish Dr. Dre, Michael Jordan, billionaire. You cannot be an Oprah P. Diddy hoarding billions of dollars to your own private bank account while you watch your people suffer and starve. You are responsible to not take everything that you have for yourself. That's against the Most High. You are committing a sin if you do it. You understand? This is the spirit that the Lord has put into our people. This is the right spirit we were supposed to have with one another. Christianity gave us personal salvation and a slave spirit, that every last crumb, corner, and penny, it's mine. I get what I want. It's all mine. It's mine. I have it all. It's mine. I work for it. I own it. I want it. I get it. That's Christianity. That's not the spirit of God. That's the opposite of the spirit of the Lord. That selfish, personal, I'm the most important person in the world. Your brother is more important than you. Your sister is more important than you. Your people are more important than you. And that's the spirit that the Lord was instilling in us after we spent hundreds of years into slavery. That's the spirit that the Lord wanted us to have. You understand? That's what's contained in the law. All right. So he said, thou shalt leave them for the poor and the stranger. I'm the Most High, your power. Now, I brought this up. I don't know if I brought it out in class, but I'm going to bring it up now. I talked to a couple of the brothers about it. You understand, a few times. I want to ask the rest of the class, not y'all. If y'all know the answer, if I already talked about you for, I don't want none of y'all to answer. All right. Now, to everybody else, young man, brothers, sisters, officers out of state, troopers, whoever, that I have not already asked this to before. Now, y'all ready? Let me know if y'all ready. All right. Now, the stranger and the poor, they have a right to what's on your field, the corners of your field. They have a right to them, right? Now, if you are poor, what is your diet going to be? You're poor. Your mom is poor, your father is poor, your family is poor. If you're poor, what will your diet primarily consist of? What will you eat? See how good the Most High is, how honorable and righteous and wise the Most High is in everything that he set up and these laws that he gave us. What is your diet going to be? Whatever you harvest. Well, I'm poor, sister. I don't have a harvest. I'm the poor. You're the poor. Just imagine we are the poor. The food from the tree that fell on the ground. Okay, Sister Chanel, there you go. All right. Sister Debar, there you go, sister. That's right. That's right. Fruits and vegetables of the field and whatever grows on a tree. The sister Chanel said, the glean. Your answer is not wrong, but they got specifically on it. That's right, sister. I now got it as well. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, what they find from the corners of your fields. If you are poor, you have the healthiest diet of everybody because you don't have bulls and sheep and goats and chicken, but you have grapes and apples and pomegranates and strawberries and cucumbers and cashews and almonds and pumpkins and watermelon and squash and greens and whatever grows in the field, wheat and corn. You have one of the best diets. You understand? Now, this is how the Lord had it set up for us. What do the poor eat now? That's right, sister. Wow, exactly. You understand? That's right, sister. What do the poor eat now? How is the poor's diet in this kingdom? If you're poor, what do you eat now? Is it dawning on y'all? You see how much better the Lord has set life up for us? We didn't even realize. We didn't even know. What do the poor eat now? What do we eat now? If you're poor, what do you eat now? Processed cereal, leftover food, processed food. That's right, fast food, processed food. What do you eat? Awful junk that costs less than fruits and vegetables. Honey buns, sticky buns. What you eat now? Oatmeal cream pies, McDonald's burgers, Whoppers and Big Macs, French fries, rice, white rice, hood noodles. There you go, sister. Good old ramen noodles, hood noodles, astronaut food. You understand? The damn food don't even come to life until you pour scalding, boiling hot water on it. Out of the trash can in some cases. Damn, sister. All right. And what was given to them, what they can afford. Pig. There you go. Pig. Maybe soup kitchen meal if you're lucky. Like your diet is very negatively affected by you being poor. But you would be able to live off of your people. And that's why it's such an evil thing and an evil spirit that this society puts on our people, that your people are not supposed to live off of you. You understand? Black people are supposed to live off of Oprah. We're supposed to live off of Oprah and LeBron James and P. Diddy. We're supposed to live off of their wealth that they have acquired in this kingdom. They are responsible to make sure that there is provisions for their people. We are supposed to live off of the wealth that the Christian church has gathered unto themselves. That wealth is supposed to set up people so that we can depend on each other, not to marry us, to have political affiliations, to join America for jobs in the military, for a political career or government office sitting for them, while none of the issues of our people even make it to the damn ticket. You understand? Like, this is in the law. This is how the Lord wants, and this is what we are working and setting up. You understand? Like, this is what the Lord wants. This is how he set it up from the very beginning. Verse 11, it says, we're in Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 11. He says, ye shall not steal. Don't steal. You can't take something that does not belong to you. You can't steal. Neither deal falsely. You can't deceive people. Neither lie one to another. You can't lie to each other. Don't lie to each other. You're not allowed to be a liar. The heathens lie to each other. You understand? That's against the Most High. Don't lie to your children. Don't do that. You raise liars. Don't lie to them about the tooth fairy and Easter bunny. We're taught to do these things as Christians. Don't lie to them about Christ being born in the winter and Christmas being Jesus' birthday. Don't lie to them. You're going to die and live in some sandcastle in the sky forever. Stop lying to your children about everything. Stop lying about every damn thing, man. You're not supposed to lie. Don't steal. Neither deal falsely. Don't deal falsely with each other. Be truthful. Be honest. Be righteous. You understand? It says, and ye shall not swear by my name falsely. You understand? Don't swear by the name of the Most High falsely. Don't lie against the Most High. That's what it's talking about. God said this. Don't lie on God. God did not say, you understand, you can do whatever you want. God did not say the laws are done away with. God did not say what God had. Here's what the Christians say. What God has for me is for me. No, nigga. What God has for you is for your people. You understand? It's for your people. You're gathering skills for your nation. That's what the Chinese are doing. That's what the Arabs, the East Indians, the Africans, the Europeans didn't come to America just for themselves. That's why they dumped all of their countries into America. They didn't set up America just for them. They set up America for all white men to come, for all the future generations of all white men everywhere. All men are created equal. That didn't include the Chinese when they got here. They didn't include the Arabs, Africans, or East Indians. That's why they set them up with businesses in the black community, because it didn't include them. Meanwhile, the Ukrainians, they're included. The Ukrainians are included. While they got Isupk sleeping on the streets of Chicago, and everybody on the news talking about how much they despise the tribe of Isupk and all our Latino brothers from Asher, all in South America, and Naphtali, you understand, and Zebulon, all from Central America. Meanwhile, the exact same city of Chicago running out of money, complaining about the migrants, destroying the hotels, sleeping on the streets, sleeping in tents. The police is all upset. They're sleeping in the police station. They got 18,000 Ukrainians quietly, securely, and properly treated, welcomed, and housed in the same city of Chicago. But you nor anybody else was told to despise them by the news media. They met them at the airport with food and hugs and kisses, donuts, as soon as they got to America, even though billions of dollars of your tax money is going to fund the Ukrainian war against Russia, which they are losing, and your money going up in smoke with every bullet, every missile, you understand, they are still here in America getting housing, assistance, Social Security, WIC, TANF. They never have to wait in those lines. They don't sleep on the streets. They were never out in the cold. They were never in the news being hated, getting beat on, spit on, called names, told to get out of our city, blamed by the poor brothers and sisters who fall right into the hands of the politicians. Meanwhile, the Ukrainians over here got all the money. Nobody mad at the Ukrainians. You understand? Like they run game on our people. All right. So that's what the Lord is talking about. Leviticus 19 and 12. All right. Neither shalt thou profane or lie on the name of thy power. I am the Most High. Saying that God is a white man profanes God. The name of God is his reputation. This is black man talk. My name is my name. Marlo Stanfield, put some respect on my name. Like Birdman said in that interview. You understand? R-E-S-P-E-C-T, put respect on my name. That's in the Bible. God said, don't profane my name. Don't damage my reputation. You understand? You are not allowed to damage my reputation. Having alternative lifestyle men saying that they represent God, that damages my reputation. That's what the Lord said. Having women standing up in the pulpit teaching the Bible, that damages my reputation. Don't profane my name. You understand? Saying that a man can, you understand, a man can dress up like a woman, and then he got a right to have the first, let's see, what is the proper word I could say? The first man. There's some man preaching with another man sitting in the damn church. You understand? And he's the first, is a bunch of damn confusion. Don't profane my name. Everybody make sure y'all hit the likes, hit that thumbs up, hit the share button. Everybody make sure you hit them likes, all right? All right. Thou shalt not profane the name of the Most High. I am the Lord. I'm the Most High. Thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor. Don't scam your people. You're taught now is very popular. Be a scammer. Be a hustler. You understand? I sell you something for more than what it's worth. I'm a hustler. I'm hustling out here. You understand? It really costs 10, but I'm going to sell it to you for 15. I'm a hustler. That's why the Lord got you getting shot in the streets. The Lord don't like that type of man. He don't like that type of woman or man. He don't like that type of lifestyle. We're not allowed to live that lifestyle. Who knew it was a commandment in the Bible for you to not defraud your neighbor, neither rob him? Don't rob him. You understand? The wages of him that is hired shall not abide with thee all night until the morning. Who knew? What does that mean? Y'all know what that means? Let me see who paid attention. It says the wages of him that is hired, meaning you hire your neighbor. Who is your neighbor? We're going to get to it in just a second. You hire your neighbor to do a job for you. You're not supposed to rob him. The wages of him that is hired shall not abide with thee all night until the morning. Who knows what that means? Y'all type in, let me know if y'all know what that means. What does that mean? Who knows? We got it here. What does that mean? What does it mean? You can answer on Instagram. You up there. Twitter. What does that mean, Twitter? What does it mean, Facebook, Twitter? What does that mean? Anybody can answer. Y'all go ahead. What does that mean? All right. While y'all type in, I'm going to read it again. It says, thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor. Don't defraud your neighbor. Neither, meaning in addition to you not being able to defraud your neighbor, neither rob him. Don't steal from him. Don't rob him. Don't steal his shoes. Don't steal his bike. Don't steal his toys. Don't defraud your neighbor. Don't have sex with his woman. You understand? Don't do that. Don't whore on your man. Don't defraud your neighbor. Don't do that. Don't go have sex with another man. You defraud your husband, committing fraud, a terrible, terrible act that costs many brothers and sisters their lives every single day in this empire. You understand? Don't defraud your neighbor. What does that mean? All right. You can't overwork him. No, not quite. Not quite. A day's wage for a day's work, not bi-weekly. Officer Yagadah, that's correct. Officer Matazah Karad, don't withhold payment for work. That's correct. Sister Anna, does it mean you get paid after you work? Yes. Don't lie or cheat Israel. That's correct. Sister Raya, that's correct. Anna, correct. That you are to pay the person what they charge, or if you sell items, sell it for cost, not more than what it is. That's also correct. All of y'all are correct. That's correct. But in our society, when we work for each other in Israel, you are not supposed to get paid at the end of 2 weeks. 1 week, 2 weeks. You aren't supposed to get paid every 2 weeks, every 15 days, or every week. If you work today, you get paid today. You understand? That's how it's supposed to go in our society, in our culture. You work today. At the end, when you get off of work, you get paid today. Now, if you go and blow all of your money, that's on you. But if you work today, you get paid today. You work tomorrow, you get paid tomorrow. You work Wednesday, you get paid Wednesday. You work Thursday, you get paid Thursday. You understand? Our oppressor system has to put you in the hole. He has to get 2 weeks plus work from you before you get any compensation. And when you get compensation for working at his slavery, he's going to take a tremendous amount of taxes for everything out of the money that you are supposed to get each day that you work. Now, this kingdom is very unrighteous, and it's an evil place according to the Lord. And these laws will show you the difference between a righteous place in society, which is what God set us up to have, and the difference between this evil captivity that we live in right now. You understand? So now the Lord says, the wages of him that is hired shall not abide with thee all night unto the morning. You're not supposed to keep his money until the next day. Pay him today. He worked for you today, pay him today. Unless you worked out something different. It says, let me tell my job to read the Bible. All they do is tax us to death. You damn right, sister. You damn right. You understand? The state, welfare, the state, Social Security, the city, everybody taking taxes. Every single check. Taxes, taxes, taxes. Everything. Taxes on your purchase, taxes on the stuff you already paid for. Taxes on your land, taxes on your house, taxes on your car, taxes on your properties, taxes on your food, taxes on your every damn thing. Tax, tax, tax. Still can't fix the damn streets. Yeah. Taxes everywhere. Taxes paying for the police. Police pull up, shoot your kid at the playground. Beat you half to death. Break your jaw, bust your head open, put you in handcuffs, put their knee on your throat till you choke to death. You understand? That's where the taxes go. Oh, and the rest of the taxes go to Ukraine. Salakia is going to Ukraine. It's going to Israel. You understand? And all the missiles and bombs to fight, to help the Israelis fight Hezbollah. That's where it's going. You understand? They keep by the time it's our turn. Yeah, there'll be no funds. All of that money is owed to China, and still have homeless community, ever-growing homeless community. That's correct. Sister Raya is correct. An ever-growing homeless community. It continues to grow. City by city, state by state, the amount of people that are becoming homeless is absolutely through the roof. You understand? And not homeless where I'm just getting back up on my feet. Homeless where I have a job and I'm sleeping in my car going to work to my job because we can't afford anywhere to stay. Like this is what this evil society has done. And it is the fault of the Christian church. They cannot be let off the hook whatsoever. They can't. All of the money for everything, the Christian church collects $11 billion from Black people every single year. That's what one pastor said, about $11 billion. That is more than enough money for everything from child care to housing grants to stipends, business startups, farms, education. We could have been started our own Lyft. The damn Chinese is running Lyft and Uber. We could have had our own Lyft, our own black owned Lyft and Uber, our own black restaurant chains, our own black farms and things, and family apartment complexes, schools. We could have had everything that we needed if these greedy, selfish, personal salvation having, lying Christians cared about anyone but themselves. You understand? Well, they need the poor to stay poor so that they'll enlist in the military, because they've been having trouble recruiting for all branches of the military for the last 20 years. Since everybody got social media and they were able to find out that all of your commanding officers and politicians are lying while you get your arms and legs blown off and you come back home and can't get proper medical treatment in a timely fashion before you damn overdose trying to get opioids from Ray Ray on the corner because you can't get your damn prescription because the line is 5 years long to get seen by a damn doctor at the Veterans Administration. They'd rather have you die in the damn waiting line to get treatment for your pain and problems before they even damn see you. You be half dead. You understand? So they know exactly what they're doing, just like they know exactly what they're doing, bringing in all of our Latino brothers and sisters so that they can distract everyone from what's going on. That we got a felony president that's still allowed to run for, you understand, he running for office with felony charges, groping, bribery, sexual assault, all kind of stuff. He's still going to be running for president. You understand? So that's just a sidebar there. So it says in verse 15. Now we at Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 14. Thou shalt not curse the deaf. You aren't allowed to punish the deaf, someone who can't hear. They have some physical ailment that prevents them from hearing. They're deaf. You aren't allowed to curse them or punish them for being deaf, nor put a stumbling block before the blind, someone they can't see. You set something up so that they trip and fall or harm themselves. You are not allowed to do that. That is a sin. You aren't allowed to punish the deaf. He can't hear. You are punishing and harming the deaf because they can't hear, or you harming someone that's blind because they can't see. You are not allowed to do that. That is a sin. Just like lying, just like adultery, just like robbery, just like murder. You aren't allowed to be just an evil bastard just because you can. That culture was never from us. That came from our oppressor. You aren't allowed to do that. You understand? These nonprofit organizations get millions from governments for the homeless and it's pocketing the money. You are absolutely right, sister. Sister Anna is 100% right in what she said. You understand? Let me see if I can pull one of these up here. Let me see. Can I do that? What does that do? Oh, that's how it is. All right, Most High in Christ. All right, we in the game. Okay. That's right. They pocketing the money. They for sure lying about it. They pocketing the money. Just like Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter pocketed ridiculous amounts of money. They bought prostitutes and strippers and resorts and luxury vacations. They didn't give a damn about nobody. They pocketed that money while silly black people thinking that getting themselves involved in politics is the way to fix anything amongst our people. And now you see it, every man that you marched in protest waving your rainbow flags for Pride Month, well, now they in the women's restroom in the same dress that you wanted to buy, but they didn't have your size. You couldn't find your size in that beautiful dress that you wanted to wear for the summer. You know why? Because some nigga bought it before you could get it. And he's now in the bathroom peeing on the goddamn toilet seat and peeing on the floor now that you want to go use the women's restroom. Some man in there peeing on everything. And now you aren't allowed to tell him you can't pee all over the women's restroom because your friends and cousins and aunts marched with those silly flags for Pride Month during the all Black Lives Matter movement, and now they help give them all the empowerment they want. You understand? 100% founded by the alternative people and an oppressor and Karen. You understand? It's all a scam. Every time Black people try to get involved in the scam, in the politics, it's a scam. General Muhammad best described this. Politics is like mice playing a game with snakes. Politics is about being a snake. That's the purpose of it. That's the dance of it all. And Blacks and Latinos in politics are mice that are involving themselves in a game for, about, and run by snakes. That's what it is. You understand? That's what it is. All right, so let's get some more. It says, now we going back to Leviticus 19 and 15. Ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, meaning concerning what needs judgment, you shall not respect the person of the poor because they're poor. This means that the laws or the judgments do not apply to them. If they go steal something, then the judgment doesn't matter because they're poor. That's wrong. You aren't allowed to be a criminal just because you are poor. You aren't allowed to live a lower based, crime ridden lifestyle because you are poor. You aren't allowed to do that. Being poor does not give you an excuse or a reason to live a less than moral, upstanding life that the Most High set up. You aren't allowed to live that way. Christianity made it acceptable that because I'm poor, well, we all selling drugs because we're poor. We all rob people because we're poor. We all stealing, snatching purses because we're poor. We're disrespectful to adults because we're poor. We're going to tag up and shoot up the neighborhood because we're poor. Well, you aren't allowed to just behave like an animal because you're poor. We all in the streets fighting, disrupting the neighborhood, fighting all in traffic, fighting all in the damn mall, fighting all in the streets, all in school, cussing out the teachers just because we're poor. That does not give you an excuse for your bad behavior. Because we're poor, we all skipping school to have sex at the skip party. Because we're poor, now that means you get to have sex with everybody in the hood because this is what we do in the hood. You get to have sex with one sister and then throw her away because I'm poor. How am I going to be able to take care of her? How am I going to be able to stay? We can't stay together. I'm poor. Being poor does not give you an excuse to throw away all your responsibilities. The rich have a responsibility to the poor, but the poor and the rich have a responsibility to keep God's laws, statutes, and commandments. You understand? So when the Lord says, ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment, thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty. You aren't allowed to honor this rich man with power and authority because he's rich. If he steals, he pays. If the poor man steals, he pays. You understand? According to the judgment of the law. That's what's being said. It was to establish so that R. Kelly's never got the power to be wicked men because they're rich. Michael Jackson never got the power to be a wicked man for decades because he's rich. Eddie Long never got to be a wicked man for decades because he's rich. No, if the poor man, the uncle, sleeping at grandma's house because he just got out of prison, if he go and molest some little kid, some niece, nephew, cousin, brother, sister, his girlfriend's kids, whoever the hell, he's supposed to be tried, found, not after 15, 20 years. He's supposed to be found out, taken, tried. And the priests are supposed to take him and split his head open. You understand? If mommy's best friend decides that she wants to touch some little kids, if the church lady doing the damn doing all the babysitting while the parents go to work, you would not believe the amount of stories from all the pimps and all the prostitutes all on the internet talking about daddy was a preacher, and while we had to go to work, the church ladies would babysit us And the church ladies tricked me and my brother, me and my little sister into having sex with them when we 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old. And that's why I've been to prison 5, 6 times and been prostituting out on these streets since I was 13. That's why I've been a runaway selling tail out of hotels and in the backseat of cars since I was 14 years old because of what happened to me then. Or I've been stabbing everybody in this street gang, getting, all these prison sentences, terrorizing Norfolk and Portsmouth and Richmond because of what happened to me when I was a little kid. Well, she's supposed to be found, told on, and tried, dragged out of wherever she is, and her head gets split open. That way, the poor don't get away with it because she poor, and R. Kelly don't get away with it either. Eddie Long don't get away with it either. The rich church lady don't get away with it either. That's what it's talking about according to the Bible. Of course, we're not advocating any violence. We're not saying go and find out. You understand, vigilante style, go splitting heads and everything here. That's not what we're saying. What we are saying is in a righteous kingdom, justice and judgment gets meted out. They don't have judgment in this evil society. That's why you're allowed to be a wicked man for 20, 30 years while they build a case. They build a case. The drug dealer getting a case built on him for 15 years. Meanwhile, how many fentanyl pills has he sold? How much cocaine has he sold? How much crack has he sold? How much Molly's and Percocet have he sold? How many overdoses has he caused? How many shootings resulted from the people that got high off of his drugs while they built this 15-year case? How many sisters started prostituting themselves to get high? How many brothers gave sisters drugs to get them high so that everybody can run the damn train on her while she high out of her mind? Or how many brothers, and now that you got this alternative lifestyle movement that's out in the open, how many brothers is giving all kind of pills to alternative lifestyle men so that they can get him high and have sex with him? All because you hustling. I'm a hustler. Well, you're supposed to be taken and drug out the street and set on fire in front of everybody. Not after 15 years of selling dope in the hood. Not after 15 years. Not after a 10-year case is built up against you. You get caught and found out, your life is over. That's it. You'll come back as a baby. Maybe next time you'll be a better person than you are now, but you are not allowed to live this life amongst our people. You'll destroy us all in a generation. We'll all be destroyed if you aren't stopped. And that's the spirit of the law. The spirit of the Lord that he's teaching and imparting to us in this law is not so that we can have a reason to go and execute judgment on everybody. It's so that I will think in my mind, I'm not going to be this wicked bastard for whatever reason. You will think in your mind, I'm not going to be this wicked brother. I'm not going to be this wicked sister. I won't be the one that does this. Like, that's the purpose. That's the spirit of the law that the Lord was trying to get into us. We never got there. We never understood it. That's what Christ was explaining when he came on the scene in the New Testament. Not that the law was done away with, but now it's time for us to change our lives. It's time for us to really change and understand what the Most High was requiring of us this entire time. That's what Christ was explaining there, all right? So it says, we're going to read Leviticus 19 and 15 again. It says, ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty. But in righteousness shalt thou judge thy neighbor. It's saying judge. The Christian church said, thou shalt not judge. Don't judge. Judge is all over the Bible. The Bible don't say thou shalt not judge. Christ said, judge not, lest ye be also judged. Meaning, you can't punish someone for doing something that you do. That's what he was saying. That's why when he was saying it, he would use the example of the woman caught in the act of adultery. They were going to stone her, and he said, which one of you can start it off, whichever one of you has no sin. You throw the first stone. Everybody else get that. And they couldn't. You understand? They couldn't do it because they were not without sin. They weren't worthy to execute any judgment, and Christ came to give us a chance. Even though we deserve the judgment for the things that we did, He came to give us a chance so that we can start our lives over with a brand new life. And he paid with his life the judgment that we were all supposed to get for what we did against the Lord's laws in our lives. You understand? So now, let's keep going. Now we in Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 16. He says, thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer amongst thy people. You lying. Just lying all the time for no reason. You seen it? You know somebody like this. Yeah. Man, I got 5 of them. What? You got 2? Man, I got a Cadillac. I got the Bentley. I got the Roll. Man, listen. He got the what? He got the, man, I got the green one. I got the red one. I got the blue one. Oh, yeah, him, man. Man, we used to chill out all the time, man. That was my man. We used to hang out. We used to do this and it hurt. Man. And knowing them since so-and-so, man. Been dealing with, man, that's she old news, man. We've been together and this and broken back, and you're not allowed to just be somebody just going around lying all the time. That type of person and character is someone that is a part of the hood. Somebody that's just lying all the time, just telling stories. Oh, what had happened was I was going to do this, but this is what happened. Remember, I told you that I was going to do this and there, and I told you I was going to pay you at this time, but what had happened was this is what happened here, and then it was going to come through. I didn't really get to do it. I still got you, but something came up. Always telling a damn tale. You lying. You telling a story. You aren't allowed to be this lying, making up a story, brother or sister. You aren't allowed to do that. You can't do that. Stop lying. Don't be her. Don't be him. If you have been, you have to stop being her or him. That's against the Lord. That person is not allowed to be that way. That's against the Most High. You understand? Everybody, of course, knows that person. Telling stories, telling tales, and their lies. You aren't allowed to be that. That's a sin against God. That's against our culture, against the Lord's rules that he gave us. All right? He said, thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer amongst thy people. Always telling stories. I seen so-and-so doing this. I seen so-and-so doing that. Him, he always be doing that. He's stealing something. He did this. She did that. She always doing something. What's she doing? Up to no good. I seen her the other day doing this and this and this. I know she did that. She always doing that. Well, did you see her do it? Do you know that? Well, why do you keep telling everybody this? Like, you're not supposed to do that. That's against the Most High. All right? He said, thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer amongst thy people, among thy people. Neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor. You shall not stand against the blood of your neighbor. You aren't allowed to do that. I am the Most High. Thou shalt not avenge, nor thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. It's saying your neighbor all through the scriptures. Now you're going to find out who your neighbor is. You aren't allowed to hate your brother or your sister in your heart. What is your heart? Your heart is talking about your mind. What is hate? Hate is to break the law, statutes, and commandments, because love is to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. You aren't allowed to break the law against thy brother in thy mind. You aren't allowed to just despise your brother or your sister in your mind. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor. Rebuke thy neighbor, meaning you're supposed to be able to go to he and thee alone. You understand? That only exists here. You aren't allowed to just hate a brother or sister for no reason. You understand? Thou shalt rebuke thy neighbor, meaning to go and tell him what he's doing. Go to he and thee alone, she and thee alone, and tell them what they're doing. To rebuke thy neighbor and suffer not sin upon him. Don't allow sin to happen to him. Don't you do that. Don't allow sin to be suffered upon him. That's what the Lord is saying. Why is he saying that? Why is the Lord saying this? Because we as a people are supposed to have these rules that we are supposed to be able to deal right with each other. We're not supposed to lie to or own each other. We're not supposed to scam each other. We're not supposed to show favoritism because this brother is rich and powerful and mighty and honorable, and this brother or sister is poor and not well known and doesn't have a lot. Because I am powerful, that doesn't mean that I get to hoard all of my resources to myself. That doesn't mean that. You understand? That doesn't mean I get to get away with stuff that you can't get away with because you're poor, because I'm rich. You have the same rules to abide by. I have the same rules to abide by. You understand? These things is what's in the law so that we can have a nation and not everyone just be individuals fighting for survival, while the other nations of people that are around us eat us all alive because we live as individuals. We don't live as a nation because we don't have rules to make us a nation. We don't have a common identity. We don't have a common God. We don't have a common language. We don't have common names. We don't have a common identity. We don't have a common diet. We don't have common rules. We don't know what to teach our kids so that they will have a common mindset to continue our nation. Our forefathers didn't have it. Our mothers didn't have it. Our fathers and grandmothers and fathers didn't have it. That is why we are at a disadvantage from the rest of the nations that are around us. That's also why, even though our oppressor goes to war with all of these nations, as soon as they're able to come to America, they function as a unit and are able to set up shop over us because we are fractured and splintered. Well, these rules and commandments that God gave us, they make us a unit. This unlocks the DNA, the heritage of who the Lord made us for many, many generations ago. And he made us a special people. These are the rules on how we operate being a special people. So he said in verse 18, thou shalt not avenge, means to get revenge, to take revenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people. The Lord never said that you weren't supposed to want revenge or have a grudge against the other nations of people. The Lord told Moses to rehearse in the ears of Joshua that he would have war with Amalek throughout all generations. You understand? So the Lord tell us to hold grudges against the other nations of people, but you aren't allowed to hold a grudge or to get revenge against the children of your people. That's who your neighbor is. But thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Most High. When it's saying love your neighbor as yourself, he's saying that for this reason, because your neighbor is yourself. This is another Black, Latino, Native American brother or sister, just like you. We are family. You would love him or her the way that you would love yourself, your own family, because this is your people. We are one family of people. We are one nation. We can't bear grudges against each other. You understand? We have to keep the laws concerning each other. We can't rob and defraud each other. You understand? He said, I'm the Most High, your power. Love your neighbor as yourself. You can't love another nation of people the way that you love yourself. They're not the same as you. The Chinese man, the Moabites are not the same as you. The East Indians, the Elamites, they're not the same as you. They take baths in cow feces. You understand? They bathe in dirty water in the Ganges River. They're not the same as you. They get tattoos scribbled all over their hands and their feet with that nasty henna. You aren't allowed to do that. God said, print no marks upon you. You aren't allowed to get tattoos like that. They grow dreadlocks. They don't believe that washing and bathing is a righteous thing. That's why they let their hair mat up and turn into what we know today as dreadlocks. That is the worship of the Hindu goddess Shiva. You understand? The same way their ganja plant. That ganja plant comes from India and Pakistan, which is also India, but they made it a separate country because the other half of that family decided to take the gods of the Arabs. So they made two separate countries, India and Pakistan. It's still the exact same people. Oh, it's way over there. All right. It's still the exact same people. They're all Elamites, the children of Elam. Well, we're not the same as them. We're not Ishmaelites. We're not the same as the Arabs. We don't have their same culture. Their culture, they'll marry a 12-year-old, marry a little girl straight out of elementary school, 8th grade, and go and turn some grown man, turn a little girl and call her a wife right out of middle school. You understand? Like, we don't have the same culture. We're not the same as them. The Lord bred us to make us different from them. We wash and bathe. We wash our clothes. 1,000 change of socks and shoes and drawers and shirts, hats and this and that. Like we're not the same as the other nations of people. All of that washing and cleaning, that's our customs and culture. You understand? All of these laws and commandments the Lord put in the Bible, that's who we are. The Bible is who we are. This is our records. This is who we've been, who we are always supposed to be. You understand? So the Lord is saying in verse 19, ye shall keep my statutes. Thou shalt not let thy cattle gender with a diverse kind. You're not supposed to let your cattle gender with a diverse kind. What does that mean? You're not supposed to have different types of cattle being together because you won't know what the hell it is. You understand? Let's get that word gender. What does it mean? What is the Bible even talking about in this old Quaker English talk that this Bible is written in? Don't let your cattle gender with a diverse kind. Kind is talking about cattle. Kine. That's a word that means cattle. Salak, if that was just gender. Let's see. Don't let your cattle gender with a diverse kind. Just make sure it's the same type of cattle. That's what it's saying. They got different types of cattle, different types of things. Don't let them be something else. Don't let them gender. Suitable members, you understand? Characteristics, gendering. Keep this question for gender. There will be just a moment. Gender affirming. Damn, sodomites got the dictionary all messed up. Can't get a straight answer about nothing. Thanks to these damn sodomites. Alternative lifestyle people. You understand? Gender got 900 definitions now. But it's saying make sure that you keep the same cattle together. If you got this type of cattle, don't let different types of cattle go together. Don't bring the ox and the buffalo together with this type of cattle and that type of cattle. Keep them with their kind. You understand? Thou shalt not sow thy field with a mingled seed. Put exactly what it is here. Put the wheat here. Put the strawberries here. Put the this there. All things done in decency and in order. How the hell you gonna manage your crops if you put potatoes with the carrots on? You put celery, you got apple, celery, lemon, tomato, you understand? Okay, Most High in Christ, the cause to lay down of cattle breeding. Make sure that your breed stays pure. That's what it's talking about with your cattle. Have your cattle a pure breed of cattle so you'll know what the hell type of cow this is. You understand? Exactly. The water right? Says, make sure that everything is in order. Neither shall a garment mingled of linen and woolen come upon thee. Don't have a garment of linen and wool. It's supposed to be 100% pure of something. Now, later on, it explains it a little bit better. It doesn't mean you can't have different materials in your garment. What it was saying is to make sure that you wear something that's pure. If you're selling a garment to your brother, to your sister, don't tell them it's 100% leather if it's, 40%, 45% leather, 55% polyester. Tell them what the hell it is. But to keep the confusion down, just make sure it's 100% of whatever it is. That's what it was saying at this time. Of course, we didn't have Sears and Neiman Marcus, Macy's, none of that stuff. This was us being a self-sufficient nation with rules about how to make us a people. We are building a nation from nothing. We got the Most High, we got rules, we got the wealth that we left with Egypt, and now the Lord is going to bring us into our land, but he's given us instructions. Just like when you go to the grocery store, you see a mother go to the grocery store with her children. Before she goes somewhere, she's going to give these kids instruction. Don't ask for nothing to eat. We already ate. We got food in the house. Don't do this and this. Don't touch nothing. We're not going to be in here very long. You're going to do this. Say hi to your grandmother. Go see your cousins. We leaving at this time. You can't spend the night. You're not doing this. He's giving detailed instructions before you get to where we going. Act like you got some sense. Don't be running around, yelling, breaking stuff, jumping up and down on stuff. Act like you got some sense before we get there. I'm telling you now. You get in here cutting up, it's going to be consequences. This is what the Lord is doing while we in the wilderness. It's the same thing that we still do to this day. That's exactly what it's saying to do in the Bible. All right. This is what the gendering means. All right. That's what the Lord is saying. You gender your cow. All right. So now in Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 20, it says, and whosoever lie carnally with a woman, you lay down carnally with a woman, that means to have sex with a woman. Whoever has sex with a woman, that is a bondmaid. A bondmaid is an employee. Let's get bondmaid. Where's the Bible dictionary? See what this Bible is talking about. What do these words mean? These old Quaker English, you understand? What is this even talking about? What is a bondmaid? It's old words. You understand? Let's get this Bible dictionary. You understand? Rakatha Yahweh Yahweh Shah. You understand? Bond, maid, boss, book, BON, BOO, BOEN, BON, bond maid. See occupations. All right, it says see occupations. All right, see occupations, bond maid. This is bone occupations. Let's go to occupations. Right, occupations. Let's see, OCC. Occupations and professions. It's on the Vans Compact Bible Dictionary, page 419. Prophet, watchman, times, town, treasurer, offerings. Okay. Put it in ABC order. Seer, Smith. Okay. Occupation, Potter. Occupation. Contrary to what we have been led to believe, there is a great deal of information about our life, our culture, everything that was in the Bible. There is tons of information and details, not only describing who we were, who we are. There's tons of information in the Bible, on the Bible and in the Bible. Bond, artificial, author. So, Lockie, bear with me just a moment. Preacher, bond, rabbi, reporter, bond maid. Maybe let me go to maid. Where we at? 52. So there's this. See what Potter, priest, rabbi, magician, musician, judge, Santa, Maria, Mason, nurse. It's taking too long. We up on the time. I'm gonna have to give it to you for time's sake. A bond maid, what it's talking about. A bond maid, this is a woman who is hired to work here at a job. She's hired to work there as a job, meaning she's here Many of the places, because we lived in different areas, you would have a deal worked out to where more than likely you would be living on the land, or some sort of housing attached to the job. All right. So a bond means that there's a price on the maid. You're here for a price. If you weren't here working, you would not be here. But this is a woman that is working. She's working there. She's there for a job. You understand? Her father may have sent her there to work, and still want to try to find. May have sent her there to work. Somebody with a corporation or a business or a farm. They got a great amount of wealth or something, and now they're able to give or employ their people, which is exactly what's supposed to happen. You employ your people, the wealth that you gain gets filtered out throughout the rest of your nation. Instead of just piling up billions of dollars in your own private treasuries, you will be able to filter that wealth and hire your people. Now your people can get benefit from your wealth, and the Lord will keep blessing you with more wealth. Right. All right. So let's come back to that there. All right. So, so it says, whoever lie carnally with a woman that is a bondmaid, meaning she's a maid, that's her job, is a woman that's working, a bondmaid. She might be there cleaning up the house, like hotels, they got maids, they cleaning up the house, working in restaurants, cleaning up stuff, cleaning the beds, the sheets, making sure the carpets is clean and steamed and stuff is clean. You understand? A bondmaid betrothed to a husband, meaning she's engaged to a husband, but she's here working. She's a bondmaid. She's already engaged to a husband, and she's there working. Who knows what this is? You're working, you're at the job. This is also why your woman is not supposed to be sitting at work with a whole bunch of other men. That's why the Lord got rules in the Bible. You understand? She at work. She working, and you coming to work every day, and you seeing her, smelling her cologne, and seeing her, hearing her perfume, and all of her everything. And over time, you start to fall for her charms, and you like hearing her speaking, her talking. She making everything all nice and wonderful. And there you go, Yaga dog got it. The work wife and work husband nonsense. Whoever lay down and have sex with this woman that's here for a job. She's a bond woman, meaning she's not just free. She's here for a job. In many cases, you didn't go home at the end of your workday. If you have to travel from where you are, from your family's land, because remember, our families had land. So if you or your family has land in, where's a city where it's not a lot of development there? Let's say your family got land in Franklin, and your family got land in Hanover, and your family's land is in Hanover and in Franklin and in, hell, I don't know, some other rural city, wherever it is. But there are jobs for you to work in Norfolk. You understand? You are not going to go home from your Norfolk job, that you're going to be able to work and do this job and get a lot of money to bring back home to your father or to your husband, whatever. You're not going to go home every day. There's a place for you to work. There's a deal that's set up and worked out. There's rules in the law that's already established to make sure that whatever you need is taken care of. Some brother is entrusting you with his daughter so that you go and work there and bring back wealth to that family, whatever the case is you got going on. This is how many things were set up. Now, today, we have corporations and businesses and entire cities that are built up around where the jobs are. Well, unless this one family with all of this wealth and ability, after generations, they'll make towns. Once their kids grow up, those towns will form bigger towns. Later, they'll become cities. Later on, those cities will spread out, become more cities. Then you have a county. Then people will move from wherever their family lives in these lands of Hanover, where your rural family land, where your aunts and cousins, just like people leave the South and the Carolinas to go up north to get jobs and get money, where you can't go home every day. Well, now you're going to live here at this job site. The job is going to make housing for you around the area. That's where you get all these houses around the cities. It used to be the steel mine and the coal mines and the whatever mines and the city jobs and the logs and the timbers and the horse people. All of those people had jobs where people would gather to bring their skills to build up this office. They need a cook. Somebody's going to have to cook for all of these people coming from all of these cities that are here for this wealth that this one family has amassed. And that's how it's supposed to work. Well, this woman already is engaged to a husband, but she here at this bond, she's a bondmaid at this work site over here getting this money. Now you lay down and somebody lay down and have sex with this woman, but she's a bondmaid. She already got a husband that she's engaged to and not at all redeemed. She has not been redeemed, meaning nobody has ended this work contract that she has, nor freedom given to her. She's not free to just go out of this because she's engaged to a man already and she's here working as a bondmaid. You understand? She shall be scourged. She gonna get whipped for that. She was not supposed to have sex with another man when she already got a man that she's engaged to. She gonna get whipped for that. They shall not be put to death though, because she was not free. She wasn't free to just go and just end this and go back home. She's been sent here. Think of it how the military signs a contract. You have a contract to go there and work for a certain amount of time. And at the end of that contract, you get to go back home with all the wealth and stuff that you have. Jacob did the same thing. Jacob went to the land of his family where his uncle Laban was, and he worked a contract deal out with Laban to work for him for 7 years to get a wife. Laban screwed him over. He yikwabbed him for the older sister to get her up out the house, and then he made a new deal to work another 7 years for the younger sister. He wasn't supposed to get him first. It says, why? What does engage mean? The same thing, meaning this woman already has a husband. She's promised to a man. They've already been talking and dealing with each other. The father has already worked out a deal with this man that he's going to give his daughter to him. She's not on the market anymore. This isn't a woman you could just meet and start courting and talking to her. There's a business deal that's already in process for the father to give over his ownership of his daughter, who is his property, to another man where she will now be his property. The father has to work out a deal with that man. The father is supposed to examine that man that is going to take over the care and duties of his daughter. No sweat, warrior. All right. Young man Edward had a question there, just so y'all could see that. What does engage? Engage mean? That's exactly what it means. It means that's what engage means. All right. So that's what it's talking about. And it says, where we at? Engage. She gonna get scourged, meaning she knows she already promised to a man. That man and this father have worked out a deal. That's how she becomes engaged. That's dealing with the father. That's not just her seeing a man. Oh, I like how you talk. You say nice things. You keep telling me I'm pretty. You like how I look and my hair and how I smell and all of this stuff. So boom. Oh yeah, you say something. Now we engage. No. You're gonna go to the father, and the father is gonna examine you, not whatever is in this woman's head at the time because of whatever movie she watched, whatever book she read, whatever time it is of the season, whatever is the weather is hot, the weather is cold, it's cuffing season, it's the season to be in the house snuggled and booed up. You understand? Her mom or cousin died, she's sick, whatever the hell is going on in her life at the time. She's not going to base the decision on her. The decision going to ultimately come down to the father. She going to find Eddie Long. She going to find a man she think is a straight man and find out 15 years down the line in that marriage that this man really likes having sex with men. And you've been stuck with this man who's a closet alternative lifestyle man, thinking that you married a man of God. You understand? Or you get with some man and he decide, down the line, he don't want to do this marriage thing no more. You know what? I'm out of here. You understand? Like the father is supposed to make an impression and see what type of man is this? Who is this man that wants to marry my daughter, wants to speak and deal with my daughter? The father is supposed to examine this man. The father's supposed to see, who is this? Why is he now? Get him out of here. You smell like weed. You're getting high. You drug dealing? You're shooting people. This brother might be dead in a couple of weeks. Get him out of here. Don't come by my house no more. You don't need to talk to my door. What is this? Why is this man? He got all these colors in his hair. I understand you looking at him. You can't. I understand, and I love you so much as my daughter that I'm going to look out for you because you might not be able to tell that this man is an alternative lifestyle man. You see, he looking like the rappers. You listening to the music on TV. Well, they are alternative lifestyle men too, but you don't know it with the wisdom that you have as a woman. I see this man and see an alternative lifestyle man. You see him and you see whoever's in your R&B group singing your favorite song on the radio. You understand? That's why the father is supposed to examine the man. You understand? So that's why it's saying she was not supposed to have sex with this man at her job. She's there working. Somebody then laid with her. Now, all of this that the father and this man who is not just setting up a fling for the summer, this father is discussing serious details about the care of his daughter. The Apocrypha says, the father waketh for the daughter when no man knoweth, and the care of her taketh away sleep. He's thinking, who is going to be responsible for this daughter that I have? Who is going to be able to deal with the mouth on this daughter? Going to be able to deal with the attitude on this daughter? Going to be able to deal with the need and the upkeep of taking care of her? Who can handle this daughter that I have? You understand? What type of man is this? You understand? What plan do you have? You understand? Like all of these very intricate details that is beyond just are we going to have fun having sex with each other? You understand? There's many details beyond this. You understand? Who's going to build a family with her? How is this man? This man have plans to have a family with my daughter? You understand? What is the living situation going to be like with this man taking my daughter? What is your current living situation, brother? You understand? What is going to be expected from this? Like he's having a conversation of a man's responsibility from one man to another. You understand? The women is not thinking about this. You understand? They're not thinking about it at 14, 15, 16, high school, middle school. They just listening to Sexy Red and Nick and what's the name telling them to have a hot girl summer and Pound Town, Pound Town. They don't know what the hell they're getting into. Like the Lord put this in our laws so that not only there's levels of protection for our people, but so that we can have a nation and not just everyone everywhere buck wild doing whatever, no rules, no consequence, and then every other race of people who have rules, who have a culture, who have an identity can come and just prey on us everywhere we are, and nobody will think anything's wrong. That's why the Lord gave us these rules here. All right. So that woman, for that she did, she's going to get whipped for that. She was not supposed to do that. Scourged means beat. You're going to catch a beating for that. So the other women know not to go have sex with a man when you already engaged to a man. You figure you here, he ain't going to find out. Nobody got to know we having sneaky links and, whoever. No, you're going to get whipped for that. And now you with your sneaky link permanently. You don't get to go now and be with the good man now that you was out having fun. You tied to that man forever. Your fun time, well, that's permanent. You don't get to go, this man trying to settle a whole life with you. You understand? Preparing to make a life with you, and you just go sneak off, have sex with your coworkers because it's summertime. And that's what everybody, no, that's permanent. You're gonna get whipped, and now you're married to him. You can't get out of it. It's permanent. So that every other woman knows that she can't just go having sex for whatever reason she thinks is a good reason either. That it's a lot more responsibility to it, and you cannot undo it. You understand? Like that's why it's here in the law. You understand? So now it says here where we at, but this is not adultery. You understand? It isn't adultery. They shall not be put to death because she was not free. You understand? Verse 21. And he shall bring his trespass offering unto the Most High. He gonna bring a trespass offering because he didn't have sex with this woman. He committed a trespass. But she was not officially married to this man. She was engaged. She wasn't on the market. but she still went on ahead and decided that she was going to, you understand, be grown and my body, my choice, and whatever. None of that exists in our nation. We got rules and laws in here. And being a woman does not exempt you from the rules and laws that the Most High set up. You understand? That's how Esau is able to exploit our people to no end. You understand? And he shall bring a trespass offering unto the Most High, unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, even a ram for a trespass offering. A ram is a deer. That's what it is. A ram is a male deer, certain type of deer, you understand, rams. All right, that's what it is. Or ram is a type of sheep. So like a ram is a type of sheep. It's the same family, but it's a type of sheep. A male sheep or ram. It says, and the priest shall make an atonement for him with the ram of the trespass offering before the Most High for his sin which he have done. This was a sin. He was not supposed to do this. You understand? And the sin which he have done shall be forgiven. Meaning he committed a sin. This woman was already promised to another man. She can't go be with this man now because she didn't already had sex with another man. Well, he has committed a sin. He wasn't supposed to do it, but he didn't commit adultery. That's why it said they shall not be put to death. Remind you, these are laws. They're specific laws. We got judicial codes, we got business codes, we got agricultural codes, we got felony codes, what they would be known as trespass, fine codes, all kind of things that structure a society. You understand? It isn't just don't eat pork, don't do this, don't do that. There are rules. Because if everybody sends the woman, some father sending their daughter with all of this cooking and sewing ability there, he here at the home in this family land raising up these daughters that are excellent seamstress. Well, they got a business that's going, you understand, in a major city 4 or 5 towns away, and they got housing up there. I send these 2 daughters, I got this sewing. They making clothes and socks and pants and breeches and garments and everything. They bringing in a whole ton of wealth under this work contract. You understand? But now, you understand, this is a whole ton of wealth that gets not only either brought back to the father, you understand, because she's not married yet, but she's engaged to a man. So now, you know, whatever the deal the father got worked out, it's not time for them to get married, consummate the marriage, or officially give her away yet. This is worked out. She went and had sex with the work husband, as they so call it now. But now, whatever the father got working out, this brother's getting ready to start a whole life with his daughter, or the daughter done ruined that. The man got to give up an offering for having sex with her that's engaged to another man already. She gonna get whipped for that. All right. It says, and the priest shall make an atonement. His sin shall be forgiven because of the punishment that this ram is going to take. Verse 23. And that's the end of that matter. And when ye shall come into the land, ye shall have planted all manner of trees for food. You're planting your food trees. That's why agriculture is so very important. Isupk, the tribe of Isupk, the so-called Mexicans, excellent at agriculture. He saw that the land was good. That's talking about agriculture, dealing with crops and landscaping. That's why they flooded America, bringing in all of our Latino brothers and sisters, because the farmers have been losing ridiculous amounts of money for decades after the previous racist president had been deporting all of his farm workers. They tried to replace them with Esau. Esau getting too hot. They having heat strokes. Ain't got no bathrooms out there. The sun is cooking them alive. They need twice the pay, triple the pay. They can't do 1/5 of the work that Isupk can do. They weaker. They fall and they need macchiatos and breaks and all kind of water and lemonade and complaints. They're not getting the damn job done. All crops going bad. They can't replace our brothers and sisters. We are not replaceable. And they learned their lesson. That's why Biden opened all the borders and just let everybody in. So it seems that's what they're doing. You understand? It says, when you plant the fruit trees for food, then you shall count the fruit thereof as uncircumcised. You're supposed to count the fruit as uncircumcised, meaning you're not supposed to. 3 years shall it be as uncircumcised unto you. It shall not be eaten of. Why does it say that? You have to learn about agriculture and raising trees. The first 3 years of your fruit trees don't bear edible fruit. For those of you that have never worked on a garden or farm and deal with agriculture or dealing with, you understand, dealing with trees or arbor, things like that with the trees, the first few years of a fruit tree, it doesn't bear fruit. That's why he's saying you're not supposed to eat whatever's there for the first few years. But in the 4th year, all the fruit thereof shall be holy, to praise the Lord withal. You shall thank the Lord for everything that you get on the 4th year from those fruit trees that you plant. All right. And in the 5th year, you shall eat of the fruit thereof, that it may yield unto you the increase thereof. I am the Most High your power. The 4th year, all the fruit thereof shall be holy, shall be separate, to praise the Lord withal. In the 5th year, you shall eat the fruit. So 5 years. The 4th year, you're going to thank the Lord for it. The 5th year, that's when you get to eat it. All right. You shall not eat anything with the blood. You're not supposed to eat food that still has blood in it. Bloody steak, bloody fish, bloody seafood. Nothing that you eat is supposed to have blood. It's supposed to be deceased. You're supposed to drain the blood out. You're supposed to make sure that it's cooked so that there's no blood in it. You shall not use enchantments or spells, nor observe times. Observing times is like every year you're observing a time. That's talking about birthdays. The holidays of the other nations are observers of time. You observe in every year, the 4th Thursday of the month of November, you observe the time for Thanksgiving. At the end of the winter solstice, the beginning of the whatever, the autumn, whatever the hell it is, you observe All Hallows Eve, or the Feast of Samhain, or spelled Samhain. That's where you get your Halloween. You observe the time of New Year's, which is the winter solstice for Nimrod on December the 25th. You observe Cronus and Janus, the father of doors or times or father times. That's why you drop the ball in Baby New Year on January the 1st. That's observing a time when our oppressor has his new year. Our new year begins in the spring. You aren't supposed to observe times. Birthdays is observing times. That makes you a god for the day. That's where that birthday celebration comes from. You understand? Easter, observing the time for Easter. The fertility goddess Ishtar. Her symbol is rabbits and eggs. That's why on Easter at church, the silly Christians have an Easter egg hunt, because the eggs are a symbol of fertility for the heathen goddess Ishtar. You understand? That's where Easter comes from, Ishtar. It has nothing to do with the Passover, which is what we are commanded to celebrate. That's why the Lord said, "You shall observe and do all my commandments and keep my Sabbaths." Anniversaries, no. Anniversaries are not. Anniversary is not. No, it's not. All right. Verse 27. You shall not round the corners of your head. The corners of your head, the Egyptians made that cone head type shape. You're not allowed to do that. All right. Egyptian, let me get this to you. Egyptian heads. You see this here? This is what it's talking about. The Egyptians perfectly do this. When a child is a baby, you can shape the child's head. Just rubbing the head, the skull is very soft. You can shape the child's head. You're actually supposed to. You understand? By rubbing the baby's head. It will shake the child's head. It's very soft and spongy. Those of you who had children and babies or work with children or worked in nurseries, things like that, you would know these things. But the Lord said you are not supposed to specifically do this. This is what the Lord said. Let me show y'all pictures. This here rounding of this head. You see how the Egyptians got these long heads, these elongated heads and stuff like that. The Lord said you are not supposed to do this. Y'all see this here? The Lord said ye are not supposed to do this. The Egyptians did this. That's how they put these funny looking crowns on their heads. You understand? A lot of old black people Black power people that were blackity black stuff back in the day, throughout the 80s and the 90s, they used to wear those crowns, those Egyptian crowns that they wore, that Pharaoh wore on their heads. You understand? This rounding of the head, the Lord said, you are not supposed to do this. That is an Egyptian culture, and the Lord was separating us from their Egyptian cultures. These laws were to make us separate from Egypt. See this long, this funny looking hat here, but she got one of these alien cone heads up underneath of that hat. You're not supposed to do that. That's against God. You're not supposed to do it. And the corners of your heads, also talking about, get you here. This is also unlawful. All right. Shape ups. Get in a shape up, line up, cutting lines and squares in your head. This is unlawful. You are not allowed to get these lines cut in your head. Man, it's all small. These lines cut in your head is very popular. You go to the barber shop, they taking razors and cutting your head and all of that. This is unlawful. You are not allowed to get lines and squares cut in your head. That is a sin. This here is a staple in the black community at the barber shop. This is a sin. You're not allowed to do this. You aren't allowed to get lines cut into your head. You understand? And get your chin strapped. You understand? That's against the Most High. You aren't allowed to do this. This is a sin. Not the fade. The fade is fine. That doesn't mean you cannot cut your head. You can cut your hair down. You can get your hair cut. You can do that. But getting a shape up is a sin. You are not allowed to do that. That's against the Most High. It is a staple in the black community, mainly the tribe of Judah, not exclusively, but the tribe of Judah very heavy. That is against the Lord. You're not allowed to do that. All right. It says, thou shalt not mar the corners of thy beard. You understand? The corners of your beard, you understand? Shape up, chin strap. All right. Chin strap, shape ups. You understand? You marring corners of your beard. Let's get some more pictures. It's against the Most High. All right. Let's get some more images here. This is against the Most High. All right. Showing Esau. It's only showing white. All right. This is a perfect example. You see, chin strap. That was just a. Let's get this here. All right, this here. You got your chin strap. These are things that the Most High commanded us not to do this. Get the images here. Now you got your chin strap. See your chin straps here. I don't know why they're showing me all these white guys, but that chin strap here, this is unlawful. You're not allowed to do this. With this chin strap, this line going around your head, changing where your beard stops. You can cut your beard down if you want, but this line here, this outline, this chin strap, that is unlawful. You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to do this. That shape up, that chin strap, that is a sin. You aren't allowed to do that. That's against the Most High. You understand? That's against the Lord. Blacks, Latinos, Native Americans not allowed to do this. This is against the Most High. Can't do that. You understand? The Egyptians did this thing. All right. What else you got? That Egyptian square. Like that's against the Lord. Let me see. All right, let's get some more. All right. God. All right, everybody see that? So the Lord said, you shall not round the corners of your head, neither mar the corners of thy beard, to change where your beard stops. You aren't allowed to do that. Your beard, some brothers have more beard than others, but you aren't allowed to do that. You shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead. That's a Hamite custom. Very popular Hamite customs. They have the Hamite, the African tribal markings, as it's called. All right. This is unlawful. tribal cuttings. All right. See men and women getting all kind of lines and cuts, stabbed all in their face and burned all in their face and their skin. That is against God. Like the Lord is giving us instructions to not take the customs of the other nations of people. The Hamites custom, this is a Hamites custom. You see all of this, all kind of burn marks and stab marks and dots and spots everywhere, and all this markings, cuttings in your skin. All of these slash marks and slashing the face all up, all of this here. This is Hamites customs. God forbid us from doing this to our skin. That is their customs. It's against the Most High. If you've seen that movie, The Woman King, you understand? You'll see every few minutes they slashing and cutting and bleeding into a bowl and drinking the blood and all of this. You see this here, they slashing the baby face all up, baby screaming like hell. They slashing the damn baby face all up, all in Nigeria. You understand? You see the pictures, all kind of cuts and slashes, ridges all in your head, spreading hepatitis, all kind of stuff, blood illnesses. The Lord said for us to not do this. We are not allowed to pretend to be them, to take their customs, their cultures. God wanted us 100% separate from the Hamites, from the other nations of people. You understand? Like Q dolls, like, oh, excellent, brother. That's an excellent point, young man Edward brought out. All right, these Greek fraternity branding, branding of your skin, and you like a Q dog, and your Q dog, and your this and that. This is a sin. Excellent point that you brought out. How could I forget? So that you see this. This is a sin. The Lord hates this. This is a skin. See that branding in there? You all proud and happy, taking a hot iron and branding some mark on your skin, on your arm, on your back. All your fraternities branding the hell out of you. Omega this, Delta that, getting brands cut in your skin. That's a sin. You aren't allowed to do that. That's against God. That's a heathen custom, and it makes God angry. It angers the Most High. You understand? You make no cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. You understand? Print any marks upon you. What is this talking about? Tattoos. Tattoos are absolutely against the Most High. It is a sin. Just like eating pork, just like being an alternative lifestyle man or woman, a woman teaching the Bible, living an alternative lifestyle, smoking weed, getting high, having dreadlocks, being a Muslim if you're Black or Latino or Native American, being a Christian, being a Muslim. This is against God. Y'all see this? These tattoos, all your rappers, all kind of stuff scribbled on your face, all on your back, your chest, your hands, your feet, all on your damn forehead, ice cream cones and stars and pictures and faces and R.I.P.T.T. and I'll always love you, Lisa, and my mama's my number one girl, and all your rappers and your babies' names and your kids and your gang and your neighborhood. You are forbidden from God for doing this. This is a sin. It angers the Most High, just like all the rest of the sins, and it causes God to be against us. This is why we're getting shot at traffic stops, why it's millions of us in prison, while all your rappers covered in tattoos is getting killed at 20-something. Those things are against the Most High. It makes God angry. It makes him hurt us, and it removes his protection from us and from our children, because your sons and daughters don't know not to get tattoos because they see all of their favorite rappers and musicians with tattoos scribbled all up and down their arms and legs and face and chest, and they think that that's the proper way to go. But that is against the Most High. If you've gotten tattoos before, do not get any more tattoos. You understand? Now that you know, you are not allowed to do it. If you got dreadlocks before, never get dreadlocks again. If you have dreadlocks now, cut those dreadlocks out of your head. If you have shape up and chin straps now, grow your beard. Don't ever get another shape up or chin strap again. You understand? All right. Now you know you'll be held accountable. All right. He said, do not prostitute. Now we in Leviticus 19 and verse 29. Says, do not prostitute thy daughter. Don't prostitute your daughter to cause her to be a whore. Prostitution, man. You're not to sell your daughter to have sex, cause her to be a whore. Pimp your daughter out, prostitute your daughter. You understand? Don't teach and train your daughter to be a prostitute or a whore, to be an OnlyFans model. You prostituting yourself, selling your body for money. It's prostitution. Selling sex for money. That's prostitution. Having sex for whoever's going to pay your phone bill or get you some food or some weed. That's prostitution. You understand? Having sex with somebody to get you a job. That's prostitution. You understand? Favors for favors. You prostituting yourself. That's against the Most High. To cause her to be a whore, you will cause her to whore herself out. You're not to cause her to be a whore. You understand? Lest the land fall to whoredom. The land will fall to whoredom because everyone will come to wherever the whores are. If there's hoes over there, everybody is coming to where the whores are. The robbers are coming to where the whores are. The drug dealers are coming to where the whores are. The kidnappers are coming to where the whores are. You understand? The people that want to have sex with sisters and throw them away, they're coming to where the whores are. The gangs are going to come there. You understand? The criminals are going to come there. The drug users are going to come there. It's a wild, lawless area. That's why any and everything happens there. Well, this will cause the land to fall to whoredom. Sex won't be marriage anymore. It'll be just because it's a party. It's because they asked, because they gave me chocolates or Valentine's Day or candies, because it's the winter, because it's the summer, because it's a party, because it's we skipping school, because I was high, because I was drunk, because I'm grown, because it's my body, my choice, because nobody owned me, nobody tell me what to do, because I'm grown. All kind of silly whatever reasons. Before you know it, the land will fall to whoredom and destabilize the entire society. It won't be anymore, just like our society is now. No one will be with anyone because you won't need to have a commitment to anyone. You don't have to stay with anyone to have sex. It used to be you had sex with her, well, now no one else ever got to have sex with her. But if she will have sex with more than one man and leave you to be with him, and leave you to be with him, and leave you to be with him, then guess what's going to happen? Along the way, she's going to have children with some of these men. And she's either going to abort and unalive these children or she's going to keep them. Now she has children with multiple men. Now she's got multiple families that she started with different men. You understand? Now you have multiple men trying to have a family in the middle of a family that is already another man's family. You understand? Now you got the teachers, you got the doctors, you got raising them, you got multiple households in one household because you got children by different men. Now you can't have a family structure anymore. Now you got all these other things to work around. This is before you get to the STDs, before you get to Planned Parenthood, before you get to you had sex with my woman. Now, before we get to you got a new man, but your mama like your baby daddy better. So when it's Thanksgiving, mama invites the baby daddy and you show up with your new man, and now we shooting at each other in the parking lot. Happens every single holiday, every 4th of July, Memorial Day, Labor Day, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas happens every year all throughout our communities. The Lord warned us that the land would fall to whoredom. Then you get a generation of children. She said, well, I don't need no man. I just have a baby and then we go put him on child support. Why? You whoring out your tail for some child support money. You teaching your daughter how to be a prostitute, not to be a wife and a mother. Damn all of that. We trying to trap him for this baby. I'm going to use this box. We're going to have sex. I'm going to get a baby out of him, and then they going to give me child support money, and then I'm going to just go and just live my life because I'm grown. You understand? That caused the land to fall to whoredom. If you don't believe me, take a few moments after this class and search up what everybody is talking about, anybody with a podcast that's interviewing what they call modern women now, and you'll see. We don't give a damn about anybody else's women, just blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. But you will see how this mindset and philosophy has caused thy daughter to be a whore, and it has spread throughout the land. Is that every single sister? Absolutely not. But this is the wave that is right, that the current generation is imparting into the up and coming generation. That will be the standard. OnlyFans is the standard. Before, you were a prostitute. Then you became an independent sex worker. Then you was just a stripper. Then you was just getting your money however you can get it. Now it's a regular job. You just on, OnlyFans. This is what you do for some extra money. It's all prostitution. And the land is falling with it so much so that it's just common. It's common. Make a little extra money, do a little Uber, do a little Lyft. People pay me to show my tail on the internet, and they pay me money. And then, I go do my regular job. I'm just getting it how I live. The land is falling to it. You understand? And the land become full of wickedness because everyone will think that this is the normal thing to do because it's everywhere. You understand? All right. Verse 30. The Lord said, ye shall keep my Sabbaths and reverence my sanctuary. You're supposed to reverence or respect my house. The sanctuary is the place where the Lord have set up. The Isupk is the sanctuary that the Lord set up to be reverenced. You understand? You shall keep my Sabbaths, keep my high holy days. I am the Most High. Regard not them that have familiar spirits, them that's pretending like they talking to the dead. You Miss Cleo's and channeling the dead, and people saying, I talked to your great grandmother last night. A bunch of Christians and Africans, blackity black people think I talked to my ancient grandmother, and I talked to my ancestors, and I talked to them. And I was sitting on the bed the other day, and I felt something brush over my shoulder, and that was my daddy. And I know my dad, I know daddy was dead. And I talked to daddy and told him about how the kid, nigga, you're not talking to your daddy. Your daddy is dead. You understand? You got demons on you from being a Christian for 20, 30, 40 years. You don't talk to no dead relatives. You understand? You got a demon on you. You're not talking to your mama. Your mama passed. You understand? We all love and miss mama, just like I love and miss my mother. But I don't ever get to talk to my mother. I don't get to talk to her. I don't get to tell her how my day is going. I don't get to tell her about how the school is getting built up and brothers and sisters coming into the truth and what's going on my slavery and what I ate and, what's my favorite movie out right now. You are not talking to your deceased relatives. You need counseling. That's not real. That's a demon on you. Got you thinking you talking to some deceased relative. Christianity puts these evil spirits on our people. She gone. He gone. They're going to be back in a couple of generations. What you need to do now is do your part to build the society and the world so that when they get back, it'll be much better than the one that they left. That's what you focus on here while you still alive. You understand? They'll be back. My mom will be back. Your mom will be back too. My dad, your dad will be back too. Your brothers and cousins, my brothers and cousins will be back too. You understand? There's a time and a place for everything. There's a season for everything under the sun. There's a season to be born. There's a season to die. There's a season to plant, a season to pluck up. There's a time to be happy. There's a time to mourn and be sad. You don't always stay in mourning and in sadness. You don't always stay in the season to plant. You don't always stay in the season to tear down. There's a time that's appointed for specific things to be done. That's Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, if anybody want to go and read it. All right. The Lord said, neither seek after wizards. You understand? To be defiled by them. I'm the Most High, your power. That's what the Lord said. Thou shalt rise up before the hoary head, a man with a hoary head, a full gray head. You understand? A gray beard, a gray head, and honor the face of the old man and fear the Most High. I'm the Most High. You are supposed to honor an old man. You're not supposed to be dishonored. You understand? He's supposed to have honor because he's an old man. That's supposed to carry a certain amount of honor with him. You understand? All right. If a stranger sojourn with thee, if a stranger travels through your land, that's what sojourn means, with thee in your land, ye shall not vex him. Don't make it hard for him, already not being from your land or your city, that because he not from Norfolk and he from, Petersburg, or he from Lynchburg or Charlottesville, that you supposed to make it difficult for him. What you doing coming through our neighborhood? You can't be around here. What you doing, man? Let's rob. Let's bug him. What you doing? Why you talk like that? Let's mess with him. Let's pick with him or her. You're not allowed to do that. That's against the Most High, but it's regularly what is done in the hood. It's regularly. The opposite of how the Lord wanted us to be has become our spirit because we disregarded the laws of the Lord for so many generations. Now, if you from a different area, neighborhood, city, or hood, they're going to mess with you. Why you dress like that? Why you talk like that? Let alone if you another tribe, why you look that way? Why your hair that way? Why you short? Why you tall? Why you this? You understand? Let's steal his shoes, steal his whatever, steal his bike, steal his working cart where he's selling ices and pineapples and mangoes if he's our Latino brothers. Like you are not allowed to do that. You understand? The Lord said, but the stranger that dwelleth with you, your brother from a different area, you shall be unto you. So like it. The stranger that dwelleth with you shall be unto you as one born among you. You're supposed to treat him or her like one of the brothers, one of the sisters. And thou shalt love him as thyself. Treat him the same way you would treat yourself. For ye were strangers in the land of Egypt. Remember that time you had to be strangers. And you remember how they treated you? Don't ever treat your brother and sister the way that the heathens treated us in captivity. I am the Most High, your power. You shall do no unrighteousness in judgment, in meat yard, in weight, or in measure. Let everything you do be upright. Don't sell nobody a quarter this. If it's a half, give them a half. Don't charge them a half price if you only got a quarter. Don't rob your brother or sister under any circumstances. Do not be a hustler. Don't be a scammer. Don't be a liar. Don't be tricking and scheming on your people. You are not allowed to do that. Just balances, just weights, an ephod, and a just hin. Don't trick your measurements. You got a measurement that say 5 pounds on it, but really it's a 7 pound or 8 pound weight. So that way, somebody coming to you to get 5 pounds worth of flour, and you tricking them with the 7 pound weight on the scale, and they really getting less than 5 pounds worth of wheat or flour or grain because you got special weights on your measure. That's against the Lord. You aren't allowed to hustle your people. You understand? He says, I am the Most High, your power was brought you out of the land of Egypt. Therefore, you shall observe all my statutes and all my judgments and do them. I'm the Most High, your power. Like this is how the Lord wanted us to be with each other. All right. All right. Yeah, that's what the Lord said. So we up over the time there. Why are we going to go ahead and end it there? Most High in Christ. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, support this channel. With that, we the Isupk. We start out of 1 West 125th Street in Harlem, New York. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group. Rule for new brother and sister. When a brother and sister comes into the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They're here to learn and shed themselves of the world. Very important time, very important period. Learn, shed yourselves of the world, follow the counsel and the teachers that you get in. Focus on becoming brand new, a new brother, a new sister. Focus on changing yourself, changing your life, changing what you eat, what you celebrate, fighting your demons, coming into class, paying your tithes, making sure you're doing everything that you instructed to do so you can get solid up in this truth. All right. After the 6-month period, if a brother or sister has a particular interest in any brother or sister, they're to get counsel from the head to speak to a brother or sister. You get counsel or permission to court or speak to a brother or sister if you are single after your 6-month period, so that you will get granted or denied permission before you're able to do so. All right. Ties, which is a command. Salaki, after this 6-month period, if you are permitted to court a brother or sister upon your request, after this 6-month period, if a brother and sister will then get permission from the head to marry. You get permission. If you are not already married when you come into the truth, it would be very wise of you, brothers or sisters, especially sisters, to not go and marry someone in the world who is living a completely opposite life of what you are being taught and trying to live in here in the truth. Very unwise. Extremely unwise. You understand? All right. Tithes, which is a commandment, 10% of every penny of any increase the Most High gives to you. You go right to isupk.com, put your tithes in there. It'll email you receipt right to your email. You understand? 10% of what the Lord gives you belongs to him. 90% is yours. You hit the lottery, get a stimulus check, get an inheritance from whoever, great grandma died, your regular payroll check, your taxes, income, you find $20 on the ground. 10% belongs to the Lord. All right. And upcoming holy convocations, we have the closing of the Feast of First Fruits, which is going to be on June the 17th. Everybody get ready and prepared. I believe that's a Monday or something. It's coming up. Closing of the Feast of First Fruits. All right, everybody be notified and communicated. Make sure you contact the ISUPK school in whatever city or state or zone that you are in. All right. And lastly, if any brother wants to become a trooper in the school, they'll be in all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and war scarf. Contact the ISUPK school, whatever city or state that you're in. Our school listings are publicly listed. All you got to do is go online. You search for ISUPK and whatever city or state that you're in, and the number will come up. You can also check at the end of our videos, and many of them, it's got the listings for our school. You can search YouTube, all the social media pages that you normally go to find everything else that you want. You can easily find all of the ISUPK locations. All you got to do is just search for them. All right. And with that, we give one courtesy salute to the brothers. Yahweh Shemel Shai Barakathum. To the sisters, Yahweh Shemar Alathan by Shemel Shai. Tune in right here, Friday night Hebrew language class on the same channel. Make sure you learn the Lashawan Kodash, our ancient language. With that, shalom. All right, the water y'all tuning, sign in there. Just be sure to hit that like, share, subscribe. With that, shalom.
Talk to me. Played the horn of Lord and served other gods. Remember the days of old, we the lost tribes. They don't believe the Bible. They say a white man wrote it, but still celebrate them holidays from white men, don't they? Like Christmas and Thanksgiving appetites. I don't even see my closest family half the time. Going out ain't an option, I won't compromise. I got integrity and more heart than Valentine. Kyrie tweeted a book they sell on Amazon, owned by the same folks that told them to apologize. Remember slaves couldn't read, wasn't allowed. So it's meaning when I tell you I'm black and I'm proud. Murdered us with the sword, that's how we learned religion. Community standards violate my First Amendment. Discontinue from my heritage under these bastards. Life a bitch, they make up lies and give you public lashes. I understand they confused by who the devil is. Why my people get so mad when I tell them this? Valley of dry bones, my niggas skeletons. It's hectic out there, hope you checking on your relatives. Brotherhood, that's what my weapon is. And I never let these crackers take it from you. Real talk, you probably never heard this all of your life. Be careful, cause that thing you love, it'll cost you your life. Long as we got each other, my nigga. Cause we build this shit on brotherhood. Long as we got each other, my nigga.
Yeah.
We build this shit.
Nigga, I done lost family, I done lost friends. Day one, niggas thought was riding to the end. Still showed up, put in that work. Hide behind a smile while I'm walking with this hearse. Some nights I felt alone, most nights I felt cold. Some nights I drove around, I ain't wanna go home. Nigga, I ain't never been, nah, I ain't never fold. Follow orders like a soldier doing what I'm told. Even when the council wasn't making any sense, I ain't never doubted, I just put it to the test. Days I was fucked up and down to my last cent. Reaching in my pockets, only coming up with lint. I'm talking even on the days that I couldn't pay my rent. I put it down for my brothers, ain't spared no expense. If I ever got bent, caused an offense, please forgive you, brother, Lord, that ain't what I meant. See that brotherhood a weapon, fight against deception. When something taken from you, then it's just a blessing. Shorty really loved me, gave me everything she got. And I'm sorry, baby girl, if I ever broke your heart, man, mistakes that I made, don't know wash away the stain. Praying to the Lord for the days that I was Cain. Sheesh.
Long as we got each other, my nigga. Cause we build this shit on brotherhood.